Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to now Men's Super League. We've got a great game to start us off. Leamington Spartans versus Manchester Bees. My name is Greg Whitehouse and I'm joined by the ever so wonderful Mr. Fabulous.
Thank you, Jonathan Wilkie. We've got a great game from a top of the table clash. Both teams on 5 wins and 1 loss. Be interesting to see what happens. Bees are doing very well this season. Spartans, as ever, are kind of being successful as they're kind of expected to. But it'll be an interesting to see this kind of clash of styles where you have two teams that are very, well, I wouldn't say clash of styles actually, probably poor choice of words, but they're both very good teams.
Yeah, very good teams. Manchester Bees, we know what they're like. We've seen them time and time again at that top tier of dodgeball, up in that higher echelon of Men's Super League. It's that play style that we see year in, year out. But 30 minutes gets underway, 2 15-minute halves. Leamington Spartans against Manchester Bees. Do you know, in Men's Super League, closest it's ever been, 4 points separate the top 7 teams.
Yeah. There's been every game seems to be going, unless you're kind of got Spartans who've done very well, and Meteors, and you're stereotypically successful team. Everyone, including them now, are kind of battling out and really making headway in every game they're playing. So it is a bit of a mess at the top, but it's a good mess, and it's a mess we really like to see because it's competitive. Had a slow start for both teams. I think all 6 players are all on court. Just see what happens and see which team can try and impose itself. Great hit there by Brew in the middle on Lewis Diggins. Very good single from
Manchester Bees been their first and second team has been very interchangeable this season so far. And that's some good trades for Manchester Bees.
The Bees are up there now by 2 players.
Take out Harrison and Mark Allen Straubs, obviously out in that play. And only was it Matt Wheel heads to the outbox?
They're fishing there from Benbridge. Very well placed shot by Ryan Neal, just off to the side. And Feathers went for it. Oh, great. I think he blocked it into his foot. Yeah, the refs being a bit slow to call that one. But a very good shot. Aiden, known for his blocking, can't always get out of the way of all of them.
But Reese Woodgate does find the block on that left side. That single ball from Adam Badley in centre.
Good 2-ball attack by Bees there. Spartans return with a very quick counter.
But both in that same position. We don't see one high, one low from Spartans, as you'd see a lot of teams throw. Both in that mid-range, and Brew gets under both.
Oh, a great shot by Neely. Brew going down, dropping into it. A lot of balls there thrown, not a lot of hits. Everyone kind of respecting the catching prowess of each other. All of those balls going kind of your extremities. Oh, a great shot by Finley. And he manages to get the block as Ryan just peers into his sight lines.
Yeah, that single ball from Britnell Craven on that left side, it swings low, it takes off the toe, and Badley is the sole player left for Manchester Bees now, and they play the timeout. They play the
very tight.
Yeah.
The play 2 was called by referee Sam Mason. Yeah, very well controlled by Spartans to make a couple of very crucial hits to get up in that frame and then control the end. As we said, a really tight game. I mean, 6-on-6 for quite a while. Some trades that went into Bees' favour. Spartans just managed to get away with a couple of very good hits.
Single ball comes from centre. Alex Harrison throws the centre ball there, but like we said, we know what the block inside from Aidan Woodall can do.
Substitution already.
Interesting.
Dan Newton on for Brew. Maybe took a bit of a knock with that shot. He did dip into it and nearly throws pretty powerfully.
But Bees decide to hold. They decide to settle on the 3 instead, and they decide when they come up that their 3-ball can be a lot more aggressive than...
Huge. Very, very good aggression from Bees. It's just unfortunate. The cover didn't manage to come in. The shot came across, just didn't manage to connect. But Spartans looks to have it covered. Almost very unlucky there. Matt Wheel just stepping over into Bembridge's lane.
I think Bembridge is somewhat like, as he's come to cover him across, Matt Wheel on his and that is very nice.
Great pre-throw catch there from Billy Britt McCraven. Leaving it Adam badly again. Barnes with 5 balls converter here.
Adam Badley, as good as he can be in the middle, cannot find a catch from 5 balls. Always the hardest of things to do. This time near impossible, and does not make a catch from the 5-ball attack.
It's quite interesting because Spartans had a word at one of our training sessions where they went, we've not managed to convert a single 5-ball attack yet this season, and we need to start converting them.
Well, they do just that.
And they did that potentially for the first time in 4 league meets. I'm glad training pays off, eh? Another substitution for Bees. Aidan Woodaloff for John T. Bird.
And that Bees team forever growing, but Matt Wheel makes the catch the right side. Mark Allen, the single ball released, and Matt Wheel has tracked it every second of the way.
Yeah, well played from Matt there. I think Mark Allen hasn't quite gotten into the game yet. Been hit a couple of times. At the beginning, early parts of a couple of sets. Been caught out there. Matt, I think, as well, hasn't really had an opportunity to step in. That catch will give him a lot of confidence. Rest of the frame and hopefully the rest of the game.
But both teams find that trade. It does put Bees up at 1 player.
I think Barnes managed to get 2 hits off the trade.
Yeah.
So they're up in the trade, however, still in the game, still down. Bees are coming forwards very, very quickly, and Spartans are throwing in a couple of throws on the backtrack just to stop that. So Bever's moving up court very quickly. I think it was Lewis Diggins who threw the single in to hit him out to kind of check him, I guess.
The long gangly legs of Britnell Craven
doesn't manage to take that catch. Matt Wheel caught fishing. Oh, and a great catch by Dan Newton.
Yeah.
Bit silly there from Alex Harrison. Dan known for his catching, but he sat at the back of court. Bever's back in. Oh, just hit, caught off the block.
That's the harsh one to take, and Ryan Neal knows that Alex Harrison probably shouldn't have thrown, and Alex Harrison probably knows himself he shouldn't have thrown, but sometimes it's that split-second decision that doesn't always go your way.
Yeah, you could always say that sometimes you try those riskier ones earlier on in the game, and then for the rest of the match, you figure it out and go, yeah, maybe not again. Dan seems to have his... Dan and John T seem to have their catching gloves on, so...
It's not even come into his body, John T. It's almost at finger's length. That is a pretty naughty catch at that.
Unlucky for sure. It's not quite gotten in yet.
And Bees,
another catch from Matt Wheel there.
A team that is known for their catching prowess have certainly found their rhythm in this game, and they've been catching the single balls all over.
Great block from Reese there.
Yeah, that double block almost. He knows he's got the first one in his locker, but the second ball comes straight at him while he's got that ball in hand. So
targeting ball there with their 4-ball attack.
Yeah,
doesn't quite get off.
And then Matt Wheel, obviously, he applies that pressure but decides not to throw. The sole reason being is that no one behind him has the ball. So if he releases that ball, he's almost left centre court with nothing in hand and no one to cover him.
Great catch from Alex Harrison there. And the rush hits Brew, who's come back on for... Bees seem to be changing and doing a substitution a frame. So Ross McGuigan's off.
Keeping their arms fresh, I'll tell you that.
Well, this great hit there from Matt Wheel. hit there on Bembridge.
Yeah, he drops low and he's looking for that tombstone style catch, but unfortunately bounces just under his underside of his leg.
Safe single there from Matt Wheel at Reese in the middle.
And the 3 balls now come up from the side of Manchester Bees.
Straight at Finley, who's already made a big movement there, and he's gone onto his knees. Adam not quite having the accuracy to not get caught there.
It's almost hard because you've put that slight fake in. Britnell Craven has dropped low, but then you're throwing at Britnell Craven, who's almost set himself in that catching position. Or catch could have been made, and Matt Wheel gives the shout for it.
Smile there from Dan Newton. I think he realised if he even tried any forward movement to hit that, there would be 2 covering balls from Reese and
straight at his head,
Mark Allen, who had balls in hand. There's been catch from Finley, catch from Jonty at the beginning, catch from Alex, catch from Matt. 4 catches this set.
And Newton tries that 2-step little standing counter, but doesn't find the toes of Reese Woodgate. Set ends 6-2 to Leamington Spartans.
Dan Newton and Finley, Britnell Craven, Sheffield graduates, so you can probably see them getting used to each other. And I think Finley would turn around and say, out of all the players who want to throw singles out, let's not do it with Dan Newton left in on the zone. Unfortunately there from Bees, not managing just to get that 4th ball. Yeah, just to show the respect they have for Dan, throwing a 2-ball attack at him early on.
A good 2-ball throw, but Dan Newton definitely finds the hops.
Yeah.
And he's straight underneath. He's straight over both of them. A good dodge from Dan Newton. He probably knows both of those balls are coming low, and a single ball into Matt Wheel.
Brian Neal playing a very high press like the old Meteors days where they just camped the front of court. Did well. He got an easy blockable single from Matt Wheel, but Matt, great set there for Spartans, getting the post throw on Matt Wheel and then another post throw on Brew Cousins.
They do find that positive trade yet again. Spartans have been finding that high press. Newton does try to push forward onto the running counter, but he realises Aidan Woodall is still back court looking for the 3 instead.
Dan trying to be a bit opportunistic there, sort of taking those 2 steps, but not quite the accuracy that he needed. Interesting, that's Aidan dropping the ball, potentially going for a catch. Good heads-up play there from Reese, seeing that the ball retrieve, the Bees ball retrievers hadn't quite got the balls in as quick as they probably wanted to. Good trade. Not a good trade, great hit there from Straw.
Yeah.
Finally getting his eye in.
Woodall drops under 3. Britnell Craven pobbles the ball about. It's up, down, left and right, but finally finds his hands on top of him. And he makes the catch, and that is a secure one from him. So it now pushes,
And Newton finding himself the remaining B there. Cheering coming from our Derby Meteors game.
And the score on the other court, while everyone is maybe a little fascinated. Oh!
Doesn't quite manage to pull it off.
Wow, Dan Newton could have got his hands around that, and Britnell Craven does look a little bit scared for a second, but Dan Newton doesn't find that catch secure. Anyway, like we were saying,
we're just pulling the stream back up.
That's fine, because it was in between sets.
Yes, I think a timeout has been called. I didn't misspeak earlier, but I did also forget to mention Lewis Diggins, also a Sheffield graduate from the same team as Dan, so quite a few of them on court at the moment.
Anyway, we can get over to the score on the other side. It is currently 5 apiece, I believe. Meteors versus Spartans.
with Meteors just getting a full start, so getting that 5th ball off the restart. Phantom's opting not to send anyone to run. And Meteors with a 5-ball attack off rip. Been a quite a good game. I think the teams are very evenly matched towards the beginning of the sets. It's just a couple of the trades aren't quite going to Bees' favour. Spartans are definitely warming into the game and getting in.
I think it's been mentioned every meet.
Yeah.
But we won't talk about, if you look in the YouTube comments, you can read what we're on about.
Yeah,
but we won't mention it because it has been mentioned every single game. And it might have already been mentioned today, that's why maybe.
It may have been, I haven't said anything.
I haven't. Not yet. But game gets back underway after the timeout. 8-2, Spartans are up. And is this the final minute set in the half? I believe so.
Nod from Maddie, our operator. Not quite as confident as she was to begin with. We've just been told there's a minute now in the set.
So if this set obviously does end, there could be another final set. But we doubt it, this game would end within a minute. We've seen how slow they've gone down and how close they've gone down to the wire. Bees will certainly want to take this set before the half. It will leave them just in touching distance of that Spartan scoreline.
Very good. Great shot there from Chauncey. Nearly just giving away that last ball. Not intentionally.
Maybe a mishearing from his teammate. Oh, and the shot.
I think that was I think it bounced. 2 players out for Spartans. Trade there for Aiden. Hit there by Reese.
And now they've made the trade.
Oh. I think there was a bit of miscommunication there from...
I thought Britnell Craven was in himself.
Yeah, so there was a trade there from Aiden and Finn.
Oh, okay.
And then the miscommunication there was from the box. I don't know what the players in the outbox and the coaching box were shouting. It sounded like they were shouting hold.
I think because Neely thought himself there was 3 Spartans still left in. So in his head, that was the draw. Anyway, first half does end and the scoreline 8-4.
Yeah. 7-5 to Meteors on the other court. Just starting up. I think this game, a couple of players not quite having the best of times. Brew doesn't seem to be quite getting into the game yet. Same with Mark Allen. We are just poking a 6-4 Sheriff's 2s against Canterbury Crocodiles.
And 7-3
to Wessex against Nighthawks.
Yeah.
There's your update on. We'll keep you updated when we hear the whistles go across the courts. We'll shoot across the final scores as well. Some pretty good games, some very close games at the halves. Across the board.
The score in the other Men's Super League, the second half has just started over there, and Meteors currently 7-5 up.
Canterbury Crocodiles are up in their set against Sheriff's 2. And it, like Wessex and Nighthawks even in their game. Oh, there's a hit. So Wessex are up.
So if you're Bees here going into this second half, you're 2 sets down. what needs to be said? What's the game plan going into the second?
I do always love these questions. Ask the commentators. It doesn't matter how good they are, and I've never played a Super League game in my life. But I think Bees are doing well at the beginning. I think one of the biggest things about playing against Spartans is being able to stifle their strong early singles game. They come out the blocks with loads of really strong singles. Bees have been doing well to kind of survive. Their dodging in the middle has been brilliant. Their countering has been really aggressive. It's just towards those middle of sets where not a lot is happening. Maybe there's still 6 players on court, there's been a catch, it's only 6-5. Bees maybe not panic, but they take situations and opportunities that they probably shouldn't be taking, which doesn't quite be working well. If they can survive that middle kind of panic and just roll it out into the second half of the set, then I can see them taking some pretty good sets here. Putting the game on Spartans' favour to be forcing the play as opposed to Bees doing it, which doesn't seem to be working out.
Matt Will, sensible there, decides to hold that ball as Mark Allen does drop low into that, and he might be stuck on his knees at that point, not forcing any more movement, but Matt Will knows what Mark Allen can do in that position and take those single ball catches.
Great 2-ball attack there from Spartans. Utilising Ryan Neal's left arm, he pushed all the way over to the other wing and went across his body. Something that we don't see quite as much in the game, just because left arm players aren't as common. Got Aiden showing his left arm. Oh, what a great catch! Plucking out of the air, bringing on Brew Cousins from Bees.
And sometimes that tombstone that, sometimes comes in, you're looking for the catch down low. In that position, the ball almost always does bobble up in the air from that position. So this time that is...
What a shot from Alex Harrison.
Yeah. Dan Newton this time cannot quite find his feet quick enough, and side of his shoe is grazed off.
Was a 2-ball standing counter in the middle. You don't often see it, but it took out Neely. Did well. Safe single there from Alex Harrison.
Slightly short of Brew Cousins. Gives the ball to Ross McGuiggins, a head out left. And a sensible call there. Harrison making sure that Diggins throws the single rather than himself. He knows the pressure that Aidan Woodall can offer on that right side.
Yeah, interestingly, Spartans going for the more counter-based. The 2 players on court much prefer it, surviving the initial ball and then kind of the chaos that comes off your second and third phases during the counter. Great standing counter there from Alex Harrison, evening the game up. Great dodge from Lewis Diggins and a lovely counter. And the hit there from Brew Cousins. So time was called as Matt was stepping on court?
No. So what happened there, he's made the catch. Matt Will is coming back in, but he's grabbed the ball that is off court to bring on with him.
Which you are not allowed to do.
That's a tough call. And a big call at that.
No, it's a turnover. So Matt is on. Alex has all the balls.
Okay.
Turnover.
So what used to be called somewhat a ball retriever, whereas the whole play is now called a ball retriever, a turnover. Yeah.
Because it's no longer just a ball retriever. Alex didn't quite have the time there to make it back, sadly, even with the 5 balls.
He's almost got a stand. He's got a throw from back court.
Tearing it up court to just get the ball across.
Yeah.
That brings the score to 8-6. Quite a good set. I think you probably would have backed Spartans to take that once Bruce left in on his own, but an amazing dive across court to get that catch.
And Spartans had no cover on it.
Yeah, the ball retrievers didn't quite get the balls in. But we've got our first substitution on the Spartans side with Matt Manns coming on for Lewis Diggins. Both Welsh players. I think Adam Badley on and Newton.
So B's within sniffing distance of Spartans now. Only 2 set points down. Oh, and do not throw at Harrison when he set himself like that.
I was about to
You can only laugh at that because you know what's coming.
Well, so the play before, Alex thought he hit Alex. Harrison thought he hit Benbridge out on the single.
Yeah.
It was a bounce. Alex Harrison gave it a bit of arms and across court a bit. Was that not a hit? Bevis gets called to play the single, and I thought if he throws at Alex here, it would be quite funny. And he threw at Alex, who snuck the catch. That's why I laughed, just because I kind of saw that one coming. But yeah, that puts Spartans in a good position. A player up, and Bevis off. Playing a very countery game at the moment. Spartans aren't known for they're known for more imprinting their game style on
Oh, and this time Matt Will cannot find the catch from Ryan Neal, who, you know, pretty much in this whole game, Matt Will was picked apart those single balls on that left side.
Great block there. They're playing a bit. Ryan Neal just trying to be sneaky there. Playing a bit higher press, it seems. Just trying to draw out the weaker singles from B's. Ryan not quite taking that hit. Oh, that catch, sorry.
And Harrison doesn't find the catch either.
Cousins throwing himself around court to block these balls. 4 apiece on the court.
Both teams starting to play a very slower game than what we've seen so far in the game.
Yeah, I think both teams are being very respectful of the catching. It seems like everyone seems to be doing well in that regard.
But now, as we say that and they play the slower game, Spartans decide to throw 2. Reese Woodgate now high up court as B's charge forward with 4.
And the Aidan Woodall style backtrack throw.
Oh, I love it. That's one of my favourites. No one ever expects it.
The calls of no from the box there as Reese runs up court. Doesn't need that hit. They're up in the set and they take the points.
Yeah, now 10-6 up. Plenty of time still left in this game, just over 8 minutes.
Still a very close game.
Very close game.
You always might be worried about the way that Bees are substituting their players. It might have given those initial players, the ones that were subbed off maybe in the first or second set, but they not. Can they get into the game? Will they not warm into it? Spartans have gone for a very much their approach has been is they rarely substitute players unless a player is tired or injured or just is having a shocking game. As I said about Straubs, he in his first 4 sets was hit out in 3 of them very early on, but he stayed on court and has been doing really well. A lot more faith. Spartans seem to have a lot of faith in their players to do the job, whereas obviously I'm not saying that from the B side, but B's are taking a more rotational approach.
The talks of that, and always what is so hard, and sometimes you have to relate it to somewhat the bigger picture in terms of maybe European style dodgeball, the world style dodgeball, that when you don't make the subs, we saw back 2019 when England lost to NI, we see time and time again, they didn't make a sub early enough and they went 8 down.
Yeah.
You know, in other instances, you make subs too early on and no one ever finds their momentum.
Very fine balance, and I think it shows that why you want the person in the box to be as experienced as possible. The ball just taking a while to roll down from the And the
Windowsill? Slanted sill.
Yeah, it is slanted because this is a futsal hall, so obviously any ledges where balls could be trapped probably wouldn't be the smartest design choice. Matrix-style dodge there by Ryan Neal in the middle. On the left, sorry. Clearance from Lewis Diggins to get the ball away. I think it's very, very respectful the way that as teams get one player up, so as Spartans are getting a player up, they're playing very slow and very slow and.
I don't think you can quite see that. I think what Jonathan Wilkie is laughing at is that as a ball hits Harry Bignell and past the pot, the fork flies into the air and stays in the net. Anyway, enough of fork tricks. The single ball comes in from Mark Allen, and a 2 ball comes from the side of Bees, but Adam Badley is now going to push high up into court. He's going to cause a bit of menacing play, and he does just that.
Nearly just managing to hit him out. If Adam had survived that play, that would have been great.
If he survives that, huge, because then they get 2 balls. McGuigan dives, looking for the catch, and very, very, very disciplined from Ryan Neal.
Yeah, Bees knowing how much time's left and trying to make those hits, but Spartans expecting it.
When you are sort of in the upper scale of talent as Ryan Neal is, throwing a ball there into a player and a team that takes so many single ball catches is definitely the right decision not to throw. And I think he's probably learnt from that time and time again when he has thrown.
Yes. Oh yeah. And I think one of his best attributes is his blocking. The man is very nimble and always seems to manage to get out of the way and be able to survive. I think that's not the first standing counter of the game, but Spartans a bit different but giving away possession. He's converting on a good target, to a high profile target there. Mark Allen.
Yeah, Bees now take the 5 balls from that as well, so they will look at punishing. But he's hit out before the play. He makes the catch in midair, but that ball that has already hit him.
Great dodging in the middle by Finley. Ball retrieving just to being a bit hit or miss at the moment. That ball not coming on court quite as quick as they probably want to do. Maybe a bit of miscommunication there on targets. For 2 different people.
It is so weird, and Bees have forever done this. That man's obviously not finding the single ball dodge there. He doesn't even go for the dodge, he looks for the catch instead. But that Matt Wheel throw just dips a little too much. So the call from Bees actually comes in from Aidan Woodall, who isn't even holding a ball, which is somewhat weird. We talk about weird sort of calling styles. Normally from Phantoms it comes from the right instead of the left.
Wessex as well, Wessex, call from the left.
Yeah. You call from the left or the right?
Barnes we call from the right.
Okay. No, so who calls now from Spartans?
It'll be Reese.
So from the left.
From the left.
Yeah.
They're both correct. Technically both correct.
Depends which way you look at it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So it's ever so odd, and like we said, Bees, Aidan Wood making that call, sort of.
Some players it makes sense with. So Aidan making the call from that side makes sense because he's left-handed, so his body is across court. He can see his players. If you Wessex, for example, Mark or they call from the right, and they call from the right, but they don't have a left-handed player. Well, they do, but not a caller. So that player then has their back against their team. Another safe single there from Alex Harrison.
I think maybe a little judgmental himself because he thinks that might be somewhat invalid as well.
That was a really well played there from Alex to stop Aidan from his retreat. I think if Aidan and Adam were able to fully go on the running counter, they would have hit there.
And Matt Will was a bit frustrated in the sort of outbox from Manchester Bees because he thought the Alex Harrison throw was invalid.
Yeah, Looks like it could have been called either way from here.
A good timeout. Good timeout from... I think Matt Wheel now starting to argue with the refs about the invalid one there.
Yeah, I think that was because I believe there might be a one minute set.
So it'll
left.
be a 1 minute set now, but if obviously that had been called for an invalid, we would have had more than that. I think that's what the frustration somewhat was. So even now, this 1 minute set, Bees cannot win this game. It would only draw them ever closer to a 12-10, or Spartans would win that set and get a 14-8 lead.
An update quickly from the Canterbury Crocodiles Sheriff's 2's game. I believe Canterbury win 12-8, and the other games are still ongoing.
Yeah, that Meteors Phantoms game on the other court, men's Super League court. Meteors are up 13-9.
Yeah, Phantom seem to have just thrown all of the balls away on the rush. We just had confirmation there is a 1 minute set on the court in front of you. Just wiping up some sweat. We don't quite have the mops that they had at Euros yet.
Not in the budget cut for that one.
No.
So, an interesting one from Zoe Wells there. The other way of looking at the subbing rota is that, unlike what Wilkie said, Spartans have less faith in their players and bench and don't want to mess with their primary lineup. Both just different ways of subbing. Not sure either reflects badly on each team, just to be fair to Bees. No, absolutely not, no. We didn't say that the substitutions was bad from the side of Bees, but sometimes, you know, we said early on in the game, actually, that Bees had tried to keep fresh arms on.
I think Zoe's right there. I would say that the way I worded it reflected a lot worse on Bees than it meant. I was kind of realising it as I was saying that wasn't quite really what I wanted to get across. I think it's just different styles, and yeah, the Spartans ones team at the moment have a couple of players out. Obviously, Sam Richards not playing in the ones at the moment. Now that doesn't count as a catch.
Wow.
It's all very chaotic at the end, but yeah, that wasn't a catch there because I think Matt and Jonty both touched the ball as it came down. So yeah, either way, the set ends. Very close game. 12-10 to Spartans.
A very good game.
Yes. Update on the last game of the hour. Trying to see. It's 12-8 currently to Wessex Wolves women against Nighthawks women.
And that scoreline in men's Super League, 15-9 to Meteors. That one ends. So what was close at the start, Meteors obviously, as Meteors do, start pulling away when they do all things right.
Yes, yeah. I think they pulled away quite, just keeping half an eye on the court, pulled away a bit after the half, and Derby tried to made their way back in. We have for you next on here, Storm 2 versus Wessex Wolves. Kind of a bottom of the table clash at the moment. Both teams, I think, will be targeting this game to pay up. Both teams not really having the greatest success in Super League at the moment. Although Storm 2 do have a draw against Coventry Silverbacks from the first meet. Yeah, I think this will be a very important game for both teams.
Yeah, so we'll take a short break, but it'll be both of us who join us back.
Back in a sec. Hello and welcome to our next Men's Super League game of the day. As I said earlier, we have Wessex Wolves against London Storm 2. We're joined by me again and Greg again.
Me again. Yep, Greg Whitehouse and
Jonathan Wilkie.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a 9th v 10th place. So yeah, a really big game. As we were saying, great target to get a good, solid win on the table. Then who knows, other things might go their way. We've got Mark Gillingham back for Wessex.
But I'm not sure on this one. There was talks of him having an ACL injury, but I doubt it was an ACL injury.
It's a calf injury, so you can see there that left calf is he's got a compression tightening, yeah, and that's the one.
And Storm take the early lead in the game and in the sets. Take out Tom Worrell.
Great single there from Josh Berkeley against Jake Sheehan. George Jeeves being hit out from a single by Frankie Lebdiri. So Mark's moved over to that other wing. Not calling. He might be calling. Yeah, he was taking it slow. Featured for the Wessex Ones team last week in regionals, in which they won their final against Berkshire Royals. I want to say 23. Convincing win.
And just a lot of singles traded out, but
still 4 apiece.
Yeah, still 4 apiece. Neck to neck, neck and neck. There you go, neck and neck in this first set and in the first set of the game.
Good reaction there from Josh to block Wakass's shot. Three of the starting lineup of the Storm 2 teams were either current or recently graduated members of Imperial. We've got Wakass, Matsood, and Jake Sheehan.
Now forever, that has always sort of been how Storm have got a lot of players.
Yeah.
Ever since really early days with sort of Steve Sultani.
Will Robinson as well,
yeah.
Who's featured here, I think back from Sweden for a bit. Just doesn't quite manage to get that catch.
Yeah, Frankie Lebdiri there, just on that top left side, swings his sort of single ball across.
Time paused or something, but the balls have been thrown down. So I think it was a hit. I think I'm as confused as... So the set has gone to Wessex.
Yeah, so I think play ball was called.
Right.
So, and if 2 players are still holding their balls, both are called out, because how do you distinguish who was going to throw it?
Yes. Yeah.
It's a bit of a confusing rule. It's one of those, subcategory rules. But like you said, Wessex do take that first set.
Onmorrow winning the middle ball for Wessex. Ball just not quite coming out as quick as they want it. Unfortunate there. Tom not being able to make the block, and Jake doing a very powerful free throw and an aggressive hit. Although Mark getting 2 hits on the other side, I believe.
Yeah, I think it was sort of a block hit himself. And then hit another player. I could have hit actually 4 across the bounce, but actually just brushes across them, doesn't hit.
A great catch there from, I think it's Nate Reed. It's not Niall Appleby. He's using his shirt, but it's, I think Nate Reed playing for them. I want to say he's one of the Southampton players that goes to some of the Wessex trainings, or Portsmouth.
Oh, and unlucky there. Sort of goes to release the ball, but you know when you're holding back on that throw and it leaves your hand slightly sweatier and just releases.
Great 2-ball counter there on Nate, leaving it 2 apiece. Johnny Marriott and Mark left on.
Yeah, and as he goes to block low, he can't quite find the ball high enough, and actually grazes his back on the throw.
Mark left him on his own. Takes the catch.
Yeah. Maybe not the best place to throw against Frankie Lederi, who we know time and time again loves those single ball catches sort of in that position, and he set himself so early. So
probably thinking he'd back his power there, just centre of mass with some good aggression, but doesn't quite manage to get it away. A sub here for Wessex. Woody Wilcock on for Josh Berkeley has come off. There he is.
Now it's sort of that thing that we were a little talking about earlier in terms of Imperial players to London Storm, that it's so important that university players, if they're ever wanting to progress their dodgeball, they start looking at these National League teams. And sort of, you know, if they start training with them while they're at university, it certainly leads into sort of a good club base. If you move there for good, you're sort of in that structure.
Yes, Bedford don't really have. Most clubs have a feeder university. So.
Well, it used to be Bedford, and that's where a lot of Rangers come from.
Yes.
Yeah. So way back into Bedford history, I guess. Bedford
back in the three ball days.
Three ball days, we were sort of one of the better universities, definitely in the top tier university Super League. Then they created sort of the first lot of graduates created Eagles. Some players played for Eagles, and as the sort of next lot graduated, that's when Rangers was created, and that's where sort of that comes from. So we don't have a feeder university, I guess, as such anymore. Certainly do attract university players that move back to Bedford and the surrounding areas. Yeah,
that's very true.
But this set starting to go the distance now. Wessex Wolves currently up that one player in this set, and the scoreline tied to the piece in this game so far.
It's good to see that this game is very even, quite evenly matched. Bit of miscommunication there from the Wessex boys. Had 4 balls, only released 1 though. Almost an amazing catch from Jake Sheehan. Just drops it as his legs go out beneath him. Almost a fabulous take, leaving Will Shu in on his own. Will Shu won the men's MVP from Canterbury Crux Open in the summer. Hit out there by Mark and Woody. Mark being very fired up from that hit.
Good dodgeball from both sides. It's been very close so far. Wessex Wolves just taking that last set to put themselves in the lead, 4-2 up. And it's these games that you need to win to fight your relegation battles early on. You start, losing these games against sort of bottom of the league. That's where your league starts crumbling apart, and it's sort of when you are in Super League, you certainly attract more of a wider base of players. It's it's that status that you have under your club that, as a Super League team, you attract more players that want to push themselves into the higher
league, I think this is going to be a turnover. I believe it should have been a turnover. However, the centre ref's not calling it. Great single there from Matsu to hit our Mark.
In between the leg, it's one of those catches that Mark Gillingham likes to go for, but this time doesn't get his hands around, and that.
Very strong singles there to hit out the 2 Imperial boys. But making it a trade, so they are still even in the set. One thing Tom Worrell was very good at is that super quick 2-step. Doesn't quite manage to convert. Great dodge there from George Jeeves.
Yeah. Is that sort of pushing yourself away from centre, just making sure that if the ball is sort of coming on right side, that you're getting the ball by that and just making sure you block it. A very good dodge, like you said. leaves them equal on players in this fourth set of the game.
Yes, Storm 2 opting to go for kind of the slower singles game, just slowing the game down and taking some of the pace out of it. Great there from Tom Morris to survive those two singles. Maybe a coordinated attack from Storm 2 there would have been a bit more effective, but Tom punishing Frankie for that.
And Frankie does look at setting himself low. He knows it's coming low, but he doesn't quite get low enough and quick enough to catch the ball of...
Great catch. Will doing exceptionally well to get out of the way of those two balls. Wessex a lot, but just getting caught out on the backtrack. Yeah, the ball's going there, but
a little late, maybe.
A little late. However, by the rules, the player didn't have his arms up,
and
so
it's not just that sort of you set yourself low. When you set yourself low and you're putting your hands underneath it, that ball pops up high. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Wessex Walls there. Great throw, to be fair, and I'd back that any day. That you're just shutting down any play that is made after that. We saw it in the last game. Brute, he was on his sort of back, got hit. The ball was up in the air for 3 seconds.
Yeah, that seemed like an eternity. Substitution here for Storm 2. What a catch! George seems to get his catching in tow now. That's a little bit unfortunate.
Maybe he would have liked a little more pressure from London there, because Tom Worrell was fishing for that ball in and around centre court. He wanted that extra ball possession.
Oh, and a catch there off the ricochet. Great play. Very fortunate there.
Very fortunate, but just good awareness from Wessex. That ball that you're always looking for. Even if a ball isn't coming your way, you're tracking that single ball that has maybe looking at hitting another player, but if that ball pops up, anything can happen. Ball maybe going a little higher from Mark Gillingham, but
George dropping a ball that he probably would have wanted to have caught.
And it is me and Dan Ward were talking a little earlier about that mentality that you get that when you're making catch after catch after catch, not always the greatest mentality. Then going to the next one, going, I'll take this catch as well.
Yeah.
Because that is when sometimes you drop those absolute sitters that are right at your chest and you know you should be making.
Yeah. Quite an iconic commentary moment from you. I can't remember where it was, but I just can hear you saying he's dropped an absolute sitter. And as we talk about catching, two catches by the Wessex Wolves. Howling comes across the court. The supporters. You back. Yeah, Wessex just take this. A 6-2 lead from Wessex. Seems that they've got got the ball rolling a bit more. Yeah. They've got quite a lot of momentum going into these sets. Smiles all around, you can see.
That rhythm that they've been after, they're looking for those catches. They've been taking those single catches. They've been taking the aggressive trades. They've been doing everything right to make sure they're taking those set points for London Storm too.
I think Storm just need to maybe give away a little less catches, get their accuracy in, and I think they'll be a bit more confident.
Quite finding the block there. I think he looks to block low, but he blocks into his foot. Frankie Lederi there. A good one-for-one trade on the right side. All happening in this set.
Still even. Oh, great take from Matt Sood. We're seeing that a lot. I think he's injured his hand as well. Seeing that a lot more often in the game these days, of players on the backtrack as they're being run encountered by 2 players, trying to take that trade, and that's the set. Storm 2 taking that, clearing it up, going into the half, I believe. That's a really important set for Storm 2. Taking that only brings their deficit down to 1 set as opposed to it could have been 3. Some score updates from across the ball. Sheriffs are beating Storm 1s 10-2. I believe White Tigers in Women's League 1 beating Manchester Honeybees 8-2. And across the ball, Derby Phantoms 2s against Hartlepool Mavericks. I believe. Yeah, I think 6-2. The referee is just...
The light shines on it a little weird. My eyes aren't as good as they used to be. Even these glasses, I think I need a new eye test. Anyway, enough of my... 10-2.
At this point in the time.
Yeah. 10-2-2. I think Derby 2. Yeah, I think this is very good. It's a good show of kind of the difference in 2 teams and how different their relegation battle is, I guess. We will see how, if Storm can get a decent set to get back into it and get the ball rolling, take it to a win.
So if you're watching us on YouTube, why don't you head over to Twitch and follow us on Dodgeball TTV, where you can find not just British dodgeball, but a full array of all dodgeball from across the globe, which is always nice and interesting, from cloth to foam to rubber.
No sting.
No sting, yeah. If you're watching on the Twitch, why not head to British Dodgeball, where you can catch more on YouTube, and catch even more British dodgeball. Not just the national leagues, but I do believe they put other bits and bobs from British dodgeball from all over.
Yeah. So we're starting this game back up. I will see how this first set goes. I think this will be quite, as I said, quite important. The first set of either side of half time is always really important. Great take there from Storm 2 player. Not quite managing to convert that hit. Bit loose on possession there from Storm 2. Giving away the 4th ball. Jake Sheehan applying loads of pressure there on the wing. Doing his job really well to try and protect his teammates. The Storm player there caught fishing a bit. Just taking that off to one side. Probably could have done with leaving. Tom Worrell not quite happy with the decision there, thinking it was a block.
I think he looks like it grazes his back. It's always hard to see, obviously, in the stands, that we can't always see every decision perfectly. So, you know, sometimes you do have to trust the refs. Simon Jones is obviously backline ref there.
Johnny eyeing up to make the leap. Yeah, Tom giving it a little bit of a shrug and not agreeing, but walked off court nonetheless. And a take there from Nate Reed.
Who Storm haven't quite learnt yet, but when Nate Reed is running back, do not throw a single ball into his hands because he probably will catch it, and he has done just that.
Yeah, he's done that. The same with the two boys in the middle, Nate and George there in the centre for them. They're both pretty good at taking backtrack catches. Oh, that almost stuck.
But Jeeves also takes the catch his side. And Storm looking for every play they can do. But this time around, not finding any successful one at that. Yeah, and Wessex are currently up 5-1 in this set.
Yeah, Wessex just closing out against Matt. Great dodge and manages to stay over in front of the line.
Discipline from Tom Watt. Oh, that is harsh as the ball retriever has popped the ball across. Anderson looks for the catch there, but
that is Matsood.
Matsood, okay.
He's wearing Sam Anderson's shirt. Yeah, I think that's such an important part of the game is obviously ball retrieving and the speed of ball. But you need to know when to take the ball, because if you're focusing on getting that ball in your hand, you may not necessarily be focusing on what's in front of you, which is always good to kind of figure out. And another part, it's one of those small parts of the game that doesn't always happen, but it's nice to have an idea of what to do. Great take there from, sure his name, he's an ex-Coventry Silverbacks player.
He is.
Great single there from Matt. Leaving 6 Storm players in against the 3 Wessex Wolves.
Oh, and that is an unreal catch as eyes are up for Mark Gillingham, and what we said earlier about tracking those balls that might not be coming your way.
Second catch. See, I didn't see that catch because my sight line was blocked by one of the Storm. I saw him dive back, but I didn't see him come out.
Yeah. And what we said, it's tracking that ball, maybe that doesn't come your way, but a deflection from someone else, and those rebound catches are so important in this 5-ball dodgeball.
Yeah. One of the things we used to see Meteors do so often is going low so those balls would ricochet up.
Yeah.
And they would take a huge amount of backtrack catches. Speaking of Sam Anderson, he, on the Storm 1s versus Sheriff's game, he has just taken 2 very good catches.
So Storm 2 back in the lead in this set, and they'll need these set points to be within touching distance to win this game. Oh, and that spin ball from Mark Gillingham.
What a shot. Maybe somewhat of a lazy dodge, only moving his leg out the way. But he converts the hit nonetheless.
No hit, but he does get low.
Is he just managing to not ball retriever error there? Oh, a lovely take from Mark.
Yeah, the delayed ball, he knows is coming because he's read that both players are going to be throwing. Two different targets.
But it manages to pay off, leaving Will Shue in on his own.
A 1v4, a feat hard for any Super League player.
I think Will's had a great game. He's been last in multiple times. He's been exceptionally nimble. Tom Worrell just getting out of the way of that. Tom loves that 2-step.
And like you said, he's going to back his 2-step in that, whether someone is shout hold or not. You know, they're 4-on-1 there. The catch might have changed the game slightly, but Tom Worrell knows that his 2-step is so much more powerful, and Will Shue does not make the catch. A timeout from Storm.
I think called by Storm 2.
Yeah.
To update the other courts. Seems to be a Storm resurgence on the Sheriff's game. I can't quite see the score. Gareth is just setting it up. Still can't see it on the other Super League game. In Women's League 1, it was 9-5 to White Tigers against Manchester Honeybee. And across the hall, 10-4-2, Derby Phantoms 2 against Hartlepool Mavericks. So the timeout called on both courts in front of us. It's been a good game, I think. Yeah, once Wessex got the ball rolling and figured out kind of what they wanted to focus on and what they were doing well in the game. Storm being a bit loose with possession, giving away those balls, not quite converting when you think they should be converting. And it's just Wessex showing that they have been a Super League team for a while.
Wessex Wolves do take that 3 from the start, but no quick sort of starting play just because that third ball doesn't get pushed back clean enough.
It's 12-8 to Sheriffs, so Storm have made quite a comeback from it being 12-2, 12-4.
But back to the game at hand, that bottom of the
trade there.
Yeah, bottom of the table clash, 9th v 10th.
Lovely ping there from Wackass. I think, well, Storm 2 only being 9th because of their draw against Coventry Silverbacks. Whew, what a shot.
And it could, you know, who knows sort of what the rest of the day holds for both of these teams. Wessex Wolves do face Bedford Rangers, and I'm not sure on who Storm 2 face.
Yeah, I'm not sure who Storm have got next either. I think it's really important to be winning. We keep mentioning about these games, but we've seen that some players, some teams can slip up. That draw against Coventry, sometimes you get rogue results. So they want to be winning these games.
A good catch at neck height for that. Sorry to interrupt.
Jake's great. But yeah, just to be able to, if one of those results does happen to go their way, just being able to convert it. And these wins are really important.
Storm 2's other game today is against their first team, who are currently losing against Nottingham Sheriffs, but are making a bit of a comeback.
Where they're up in the current set, which would put them one behind.
Frankie Liberi, the single ball release, playing a safe single ball. He knows what he's doing in that.
Oh, hit by the second ball, so no catch. But he was looking for it, and almost a very good catch.
Yeah, a set they needed.
Yeah, 100%. I think Wessex have time on their side, so if they can stretch these sets out to as long as possible, it doesn't quite matter if they win or not, because of that scoreline they put in the first half.
Now, after this game, there's plenty more dodgeball to come. No major tournament final today, I believe. Nothing happening. No,
just us.
No, just dodgeball today.
So keep to your screen. We are the best sport around. TV.
And plenty dodgeball to come. Like we said, this is only the second game in Men's Super League.
Double hit there.
Yeah.
Storm 2 against Wessex.
And it was something they needed because they're going to have to start.
We will be bringing the camera back. Our operator is just clicking the button.
Got to take a photo. And as the camera comes back straight away, no technical problems here. Wessex are only one player down now. But 3 sets up, those 6 points that separates them and Storm 2.
just giving away possession. Wessex not managing to be able to convert that. The hit. Trade in the middle there. 1-for-1. Leaving Storm still with a player advantage.
And a good hold from Storm too.
Oh, and George doesn't manage to take it. Mark left in against the 3 Storm 2 players. Wackass, Frankie, and Will.
They'll have to throw together here. Do they all find the target, or does Mark Gillingham find the catch?
He's on the counter. Lovely dodge by Will there.
Yeah, heads low. Get as low to the ground as possible. It's
Mile from Mark there again.
the 2-ball throw, something we don't see all so often.
Well, he wants to get rid of possession as quick as possible. Wants them to throw at him so he can counter, go for a catch potentially. Surprised he didn't go for that.
But also,
that delayed one, to be honest.
Looking at burning the time down, it's saying, you know, a very key tactic. 3 minutes and 10 seconds left of the game. Not long left. Yeah, good discipline, very good. Because he takes a catch there and you are holding your head in your hands.
Yeah, exactly. And there you go. The set goes. Storm setting up as quick as possible. And Wessex have called a timeout.
Smart timeout.
Very good timeout.
But, and it's something we spoke a little bit earlier about, that timeout has somewhat maybe helped Storm. And the reason that is because the time could have ticked on there.
Yeah.
You'd be losing 10 more seconds, 15 more seconds.
It's about 20 seconds for a restart.
For that game to start. Now, Wessex calling that timeout stops all play. Stops the timer as well.
Exactly.
So it now gives Storm those extra seconds. And those extra seconds might not sound like a lot, but they'll be clinical if Storm 2 are to bring this game to a draw.
That's very true. I think in this situation, the timeout being used to stifle any momentum that Storm may have. That set wasn't exactly won super aggressively and quickly, so it doesn't seem like there's a super amount of momentum there. But you know, the win under the belt does do a lot for confidence. They were getting started. As I said, on the far court, it's 12-10 to Sheriffs, with it being with Storm being a player down in the current set.
But we're back to this game, and 2 minutes 45 left on the clock, there or thereabouts.
Catch there.
Bobbled for a little, but the catch is made secure, and at the end of the day, that is all that counts.
Oh, great standing there. George not quite being able to block it above his shoulder. Being a bit loose on possession here. They're even on players. What a lovely catch by Tom Worrell, with 3 Storm players leaving the court from that series of play.
And what looked like it was ever so close in the start of the set, and Storm maybe with that slight bit of momentum. Oh, and a catch in that. A standing counter catch.
Very good catch there. Bit of miscommunication from the Wessex side.
Not quite in touching distance just yet, but only 2 players down, and that is 1 catch. But 1 hit is made. So now only 1 player down, Wilkie, and that is what we're going to start looking at as this set draws to a close, and as this game draws to a close.
Ball is a little bit falling apart a bit here with that a 4-ball attack and only a single being released.
And it's falling apart. Yeah. It's falling apart in front of our very eyes. Wessex were up. What, 4 players?
Yeah, they were. It may come down to a final set. A final 1 minute set. Our timer, we're just over a minute.
Under 3 minutes. This is the final set.
If Nate can survive for as long as possible, Wessex win the game.
Do you risk and go for a single ball catch here? Is that what you're...
I think
It's right at him every time.
I think Jake should be dropping his ball and catching it, because those blocks are very central. Nate's not. Yeah,
Okay, maybe not that.
That's a lot better accuracy there. And there's the hit.
Oh, and they make it.
With about our clock saying 25 seconds, and it's going to be a 1 minute set, giving Storm 2 the opportunity to draw this game. Storm 2 win the middle ball. Coming forward with 3 balls. Low single there by Matsud. Very good reaction time there from Frankie Labdiri.
Still no players out, and we're just over halfway in this 1 minute set. We know it will go down to the wire. The two-step from Tom Worrell does not find a connection. Wessex need a draw or a win to stay ahead in this game. Storm need the win.
15.
The ball pops up, there's a catch! And there's another catch!
From the Storm players.
10 seconds.
World Shoe dodging in the middle. Storm are up by 2 players with no balls on the Wessex side, and that's the set. Storm managed to just get the draw from it.
The reflection catch, Frankie Labdiri has his eyes on it. It takes out Tom Worrell. They make another catch. Storm 2 fight another day.
That was a great comeback from Storm 2. Wessex just switching off for a bit there and not quite being able to secure that game.
And it shows just how close the bottom of Men's Super League is, just as close as the top.
Yeah, 100%. I think it was a great game between the 2 teams. Potentially, Wessex will be kind of kicking themselves because they had such a strong lead on, I think it was 4 or 5 sets at one point. So maybe a little bit different there, and they'll be looking at that for the next time around. Just to see, I believe it was
14-12 to Sheriffs.
I think it might have been 16-12.
Wow.
It's either 16-12 or 14-all in that
14-all.
game.
Who knows?
I don't know, but there was an exceptionally close game.
Yeah.
And the White Tigers, Manchester Honeybees is 13-9 to White Tigers, and I believe 13-5 to Derby Phantoms 2s against Hartlepool Mavericks.
So, get settled in. There's still plenty more dodgeball to come. Next up on this court, we have Derby Phantoms versus Spartans. So, I'll be heading away for now, but John will be sitting.
Potentially.
Okay.
Not my typical.
Okay. But stay right where you are for plenty more dodgeball.
Yeah, and please, like and subscribe. Head over to the Twitch, or if you're at the Twitch, head over to us on the YouTube. Thank you.
try.
Hello everyone, we're back for the third game of Men's Super League today. We've got at the bottom Derby Phantoms, who are going to be playing Leamington Spartans at the top. And we're off. Leamington coming up with a 3-ball attack. Releasing the single, not going to make the hit. Both teams here very clinical with their singles. Lots of fakes coming up together. And Simon Tapping does go 1 for 1 there. Mark Allen. Big pressure coming on from Derby, looking at that counter. Both teams still with 5 players. Big single coming in from Leamington. Tom's just going to square up and catch that one. Derby just slowing things right down now, playing that 2-player advantage. We're about halfway through the first set now. Derby still with the 2-player advantage. Coming up with 4 balls now. Probably going to see a 2-ball release, and the 3rd one comes out. Second one. Derby now 3 players up. Leamington do get the hit though. Free throw coming in, he's gonna make the hit there. Gives Leamington a chance to come back into the set now. Another free throw coming in too early this time, it's not gonna work. Derby just gonna reset, play 2 balls, the 3rd one comes in. Tetley goes down, but he doesn't get low enough. And Ed Raven with another hit. It's gonna bring Leamington down to 1 player. With 30 seconds left, he's got a lot to do. Derby just going to try and slow this down now, not give him any opportunity to come back into this. And there we go, they make the hit off the back of the free throw, and Derby go 2-0. Leamington currently sat joint top of the league with Meteors after their first game today against Manchester Bees. Derby with a really tough game against Meteors earlier. They looked strong, but they couldn't quite pull out the result, so Leamington looking to keep their place at the top of the table here. And that's a big single, but Tom Bell dives and makes that catch. Manages to snake his way around Simon Tappin on the wing there. But he does go out, and it's going to bring it down to a 5v5. free throw coming in there. Ryan Neely applying some really strong pressure there. He gets the hit and the catch. Derby just falling into his trap there. And Leamington with a huge advantage here. But plenty of time here for Derby to try and play with, to try and make something happen. But Ed will get hit. Got Robbie Winters against 5 here. If anyone can do it. But I can't imagine they're going to be giving him anything to catch here. They know what he's like. They know how he plays. That's one thing about Super League. Most players are very familiar with other players. They know he's going to be looking for this catch. He's going to be doing everything he can to set himself up for the catch. And you can see it. He does manage to secure one, but unfortunately he gets hit first. You could see them running up there. They just didn't want to release. They knew he was looking for it. But they managed to get the hit. That's going to be 2-all. Derby do manage to get 3. But that middle ball is contested. They can't quite make use of that quick start that they love. And a hit onto Tetley there, but it does bounce first. Cross-court attempt from Derby. And Tetley comes in, throws high. And then Mark Allen with a nice counter onto Simon Tapping. Can't get his hands there. And that's a lovely cross-court from Derby there. And another hit onto Mark Allen. Robbie Winters looking like he makes the hit as well there. The refs currently making their minds up. It looks like it was a hit. We've got 2 refs here trying to call that hit. He is going to be called out. That's Derby now with a 1-player advantage. Got a little over 2 minutes left of this set. And Dom Smith goes out for that. Just going to even things up this set. And a 2-ball coming in. The timing's not quite there. Tetley's just able to stand and block both of them away. And Leamington now reset with 3 balls. A free throw from Robbie Winters. And another free throw. It's not enough. Leamington very clinical at that reset. Throw together. But Robbie Winters makes the hit. And Leamington can't quite get the counter there, bouncing it just in front of Robbie on his way back. Derby starting to put on the pressure now. Two balls coming in at Tetley. The double counter's coming in. Robbie gets down, gets under it. We've got a minute left on the clock here. Tom Bell drops. Tetley gets hit. And that's a lovely result for Derby there. Tom Bell going low, managing to scoop that catch up. It seems like I'm finally being joined by another commentator. Like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sorry about that. After the break, this is my third game on the trot, so I thought I'd give myself a little bit of a break. I have been sat here. What's been happening? I've not been in the room.
Derby 4-2 up.
Yes.
It's a good start. Been a close match so far, to be fair. Both teams just playing it slow and then making the hits when it counts on the counters.
What's this decision for?
I don't know what the rest are discussing here. It's the end of the third set, so. Yeah, like the ref. I think the refs might have looked a little bit unsure about the catch, but it looked like it was called. So So it looks like they are discussing the bounce there. Leamington are trying to appeal that ball bounced for the catch.
There seems to be a discussion going on as it's showing like one of the parts of the game that we have is that everything has to go through the captains. So Ryan here as captain of Spartans is the one discussing with the refs as opposed to having 6 players stepping in. And Scott, the ref, has just called him Robbie, who's the captain of Derby. So one of the things I quite like about the sport, that it is a bit. There's a level of respect and kind of barriers there that not everyone could just be very vocal and shouty.
Yeah, we've got about 6.5 minutes left of this half. Derby currently 1 set up. Game can still go either way. Early doors yet.
Just waiting for them to get back on track. Seem to have finished their discussion with Robbie. Not sure what the decision is.
And we're off again. Derby with 3 balls. They do manage to get the quick start. But
they're redoing it because a ball from the other court landed on the Spartans runners who weren't quite happy with that. Any distraction is pretty annoying.
Regardless, Derby take 3 balls again. The quick start comes up. And again, they don't quite manage to make it work this time. Finn manages to just jump, get his leg out the way. They'll come up with 3 balls. Robbie goes low, tries to catch, but he can't quite get his hands to that one.
And they've released a bit loose on possession there.
Bit of a panic coming out of Derby then. It looks like they've given away 4 balls.
Great shot there. The Spartans releasing 2 balls at ball on their full ball attack.
Reset now with 3. 2-player advantage.
Good block there from Ed Raven on the wing. Another 4-ball attack from Spartans.
Big dodges.
Yeah, Miles in the middle of ex-Leicester fame.
Dropping nice and low, getting under that attack from Leamington. And a lovely 2-ball attack there.
Unlucky there from Straw.
Mark Allen just can't get his feet out of the way of that.
Once again, 4 balls. I think if Derby carry on playing like this, it's only kind of a matter... not a matter of time, but giving away possession so often.
I think of all the teams to give away possession, Leamington are very good at playing those balls.
And it's interesting to see, as I said in the last Spartans game this morning, they're playing a bit more of that high press. They're sticking a lot higher up, making sure that if any singles are being thrown from the Derby side, they're not as strong as, or not as accurate as they could be.
As we're talking about possession, Derby do actually manage to pull back these 2 players. Simon goes low, makes the catch. Does get hit by Finn. He does manage to get something out of that.
Very good hit. Makes the hit on Ryan Neal. And then the aggressive shot coming forward from Tetley.
Derby now 2 players up. About 50 seconds left in this set.
I'll see what the 2 Spartans boys can do.
Some high pressure covering there from Ed Raven. Just shuts down any attack from Leamington there.
Just opting to throw the single. A good block there from Robbie in the middle.
And manages to open it up for Tom to make that return hit. And there we go, Derby clean up that set.
Yeah. A great clutch moment there from Simon tapping to make that hit, and the catch, basically turn that frame around. These big clutch moments in the tight games like this, the huge clutch moments like that will be the difference.
Yeah, catches in these games can make such a big swing in the set. Some of these players are so dangerous to throw at when they're down in that position, sitting down on the floor, they're just looking for it.
Yeah, and look how quick the tides can change. Spartans with 3 balls and 3 players up. Yeah, after about 30 seconds. Barnes being uncharacteristically loose there with possession, also throwing that single. Bit of discussion coming on from the back of court at the players.
Big dodges there out of Finn.
Yeah.
Simon looking for that cross-court release.
Finn did all of the work to make Robbie and Dom make a decision, and just didn't manage to convert. Those balls just slowly coming back from the other court. Robbie and Simon opting to take the quick.
Tetley goes low, but he can't get out of the way.
Called a hit on Dom Smith. Not sure if he's happy with that decision, but Ben Cool's fairly confident as a ref.
And Finn gets hit out on the pre there.
Simon having a great game, it seems, from these two sets that I've managed to see.
Derby managing to get this advantage down to one player now for Leamington. After such a quick start to the set.
Yeah, I feel like this is where Spartans shine, though, as they're very good at just closing it out.
And Simon there looking for that catch again. Ball's just a little bit too high there. He had to reach for that. Now we've got Robbie in a 1v3. See what he can do.
His hit there just goes down to one side. Isn't quite looking or giving Reese's ball the full attention. Yeah, very evenly matched, both teams.
We've got just over a minute remaining now. Likely to be the last set of the half. That's 3 balls to Derby. They've managed to win that middle ball quite consistently. Maybe not as cleanly as they'd like. They do love a quick start. They haven't really been able to make it work in this game. They had to take their time, take that third ball, reset.
Giving Spartans 4 balls again.
And not even managing to make a hit off that.
Great attack there.
Clinical stuff from Leamington there, just picking that player off the wing.
They do need to, Derby, I think, really needs to relax a bit with the ball possession. They're giving away those 4 balls a lot, and as I said earlier, if they just continue to do that, Spartans will be making hits, and it seems to be they're getting their eyes into these double ball attacks. Great dodge there by Miles in the middle.
And
as we were saying,
Mark Allen just runs up there, manages to get the throw out of Simon. And again, they've given away 4 balls. And he does get hit off the back of that.
Yeah, Simon having one hand up, so in theory they're allowed to throw at him. But yeah, I can see the annoyance from him as he's obviously hit out and a couple of the balls come across. But 5 balls for the Derby Phantoms.
Massive dodges out of Spartans there. Bit of a pile up in the middle.
And a pause timing, I think, Neely's his head as he's come down. That's quite upsetting to see, the Spartans captain. But yeah, I think it has collided with the floor as he came down and collided with Finn as well.
Yeah, some massive lateral and vertical movements out of Leamington there. Of course, having no balls to pressure with themselves, they've just opted to move.
Yeah, he goes back, kind of slides back on himself and knocks the back of his head on the floor. Miles Whitefield going over as a doctor, making sure he's okay, which is always happy because you've got such a array of jobs and occupations in the room. There's definitely a couple of doctors here, medical doctors at least.
Yeah, we're just going to pause time and wait to see how Ryan Neely's doing there.
Just make sure he's okay.
Looked like he took a bit of a knock there, so.
There's probably be a substitution there for Ryan. Can't see him playing the rest of this game. It's unfortunate for Spartans because he's such a solid player and
especially in such a tight game today that
really leads from the front. Yeah, they're doing an injury sub, bringing on Matt Mans. Yeah, so he's up and walking. That's good to see. Probably a bit dazed. But yeah, nice to see he's up, moving around. We'll have some updates on the other courts. The Nighthawks Sheriffs 2 game, I don't think has started. The Leeds Owls Spartans 2 game It was 6-all at the half, I believe. It looks like it's still 6-all. 6-all.
So we can see.
Yeah, although it doesn't seem like it should be. I think they probably have played a set, but who knows? And the last men's Super League game, Rangers against Coventry Silverbacks. 11-1 to Rangers. So yeah, Matt Mann's on, making an injury sub for Ryan Neal. Yeah, no hits there from the 5-ball attack. Good dodge there by Reese Woodgate on Robbie Winters.
Leamington got quite an advantage player-wise here. Should just be able to play this set out.
Oh, a lovely kind of across-the-body shot by Finn. Been really perfecting those low shots. Robbie can't quite block it as it comes across his foot. Unlucky for Miles there, doesn't quite manage to get out of the way of that 2-ball attack from Spartans, leaving in youngster Tom Bell on his own.
He had a very good game against Meteors.
Yeah, I could. We're unfortunately commentating at the time, so I will probably rewatch it on the Derby Phantoms YouTube channel when it is uploaded. I think that's the half. So 6-all, 6 apiece going into the half. I think it's a really even game, and both teams showing why they deserve to be in the Super League. Spartans showing why they're the reigning champions. Derby showing why they are definitely contending with the top dogs.
But their first season up in Super League as well. They're really showing what they can do this year.
They've had an amazing season so far. A tough meet today, playing both Spartans and Meteors. Sometimes you want to, if you have a tough game with one of those top teams, probably play against somebody that's not as strong and hope that you can get the ball rolling from there. But they've had two fights in this one.
Yeah, teams now in half time, discussing their tactics. I think 6-6 is a fairly good score this game. I think it does sum out the performance from both teams. Dodgeball is one of those sports where the score doesn't necessarily represent the game, but I think today, with this game so far, it's a fair representation of how this game's going. I think both teams have really showed that they can compete with each other here. I'd imagine Derby will be looking to try and keep hold of that possession slightly more in this half. Right, and Derby lining back up here.
Spartans moving up to the line. No substitutions after. Ooh, Neely is back on.
Holding the back of his head, but seems like he's okay. A headband clearly supporting his head there.
Holding it together. Well, I think Miles looked at it, probably said he was fine, and
Ed Raven applying a lot of pressure.
Finn just blocks it into Reese.
And Finn maybe not feeling the pressure, but maybe takes things a bit too chill there. Blocks it into his teammate.
Dom Smith being smart and not releasing that 4th ball, even though the hit on Finn was on.
Spartans now resetting with 3 balls. Down 1 player, they'll be looking to try and even things up here. But Tom Bell holds his ground and just plucks that ball up.
Block called there by the refs.
Derby now with the 3 balls coming up. And that's a lovely single there from Ed Raven, just Connects with the feet of Finn.
Oh, and a great hit. Oh,
And Tetley!
great backtrack catch by Tetley, bringing back in Reese, who hasn't had a chance to play this game.
Such a dangerous position to be in. When players are down like that,
And a lovely ping off Ed Raven's shoes.
it's such a dangerous catching position down like that. It's really hard to throw anyone down.
But if you saw Johnny in that position, you'd never release that, would you?
Oh, I mean,
You don't know him too well. Dom opting to drop and catch here. Would even up the game, but I think there's still a good amount of time left in the set, almost halfway. So they can play a bit more.
but Derby, despite the really strong start to that set, Spartans do just manage to keep their composure and just make those opportunities count. And Tetley, with that catch there, has just completely turned the set on its head.
Huge momentum swing.
And a delayed ball coming in there from Reese Woodgate.
Good attack on there of Dom Smith.
Managing to catch Dom with his ball up high, blocking the first one. And now Tom Bell with 4 players to deal with.
Good safe single from Alex Harrison. Had the discussion in the last game of Alex's safe singles being almost too safe. But he hasn't been called out for invalid yet.
Yeah, players do love to skirt that line there. For anyone who's not too sure, rules in dodgeball, throwing the ball should be within a metre of a player on the other team, just to prevent teams from wasting time, stops balls being rolled back to the other teams, and just make sure that the game doesn't get too boring when it slows down.
Yeah, and also another rule that I'm looking up the rules recently, if you invalid intentionally, you can be blue carded for it. So we've had times where people from the outbox will shout invalid and things such as that. But yes, more towards the end of games though, kind of to kill games out. Robbie lining in the middle, he's so fast but just doesn't manage to stay in, which is unfortunate.
Almost too fast maybe that time.
Good block there from Simon Tapping on that wing.
And Tom with a signature little sling across his body.
Almost too easy.
Trying to catch Spartans out on the cross court, but Tetley just stands his ground. He saw it coming. And Ryan Neely goes low. He can't get low enough. He does get hit.
Those hands up because Simon Tapping was eyeing him up a bit in the middle of court. Oh, and an easy catch for Reese Woodgate.
Leamington looking really strong in this set now. They've taken the lead.
Ryan not entering court correctly, going over the sideline as opposed to for the back. There was
a little bit too excited there by the looks of it. Easily done. I mean, we've all done it.
I don't think I have. However, there is a good clip of Brennan O'Regan from B's fame on the Dodgeball Highlights channel, in which he gets away with not even going to the outbox after being caught back in.
He gets there eventually, but
which is quite funny.
The quick stop on the court on the way back. But
yeah, Spartans. 5 Spartans coming forward, playing a bit safer, aiming at ball.
About halfway through this set now. Not all over yet, but Derby have got a lot to do here.
Another
they can't do it. A catch and a hit.
2 good blocks from Miles there. Derby just needs to get their accuracy in a bit. That's 3 catches made this frame where all of them are fairly catchable.
Alex Harrison goes low. He thinks that's an easy catch, but he just can't quite get his hands behind it.
Yeah, almost another one, but a good angle there from Miles just to skim it across the body.
And a bit of an early pre-throw coming in from Simon there as he looks for that catch. Ryan Neely just blocks it down.
Well, we've seen Simon do it so many times. That pre-throw and then diving across court to get the catch.
Yeah, he's such a strong catcher. In situations like this, you know he's going to try and set himself up for that catch. Yeah. So teams like Spartans will just block that ball down, take their time, and really show their composure.
Good safe single there from Straubs. And a good trade there from Tetley.
Yeah, just holding his position up the court there, applying the pressure and just saying, you know what, I'm happy to take this 1-for-1.
Yeah. It kills the set off as well. Add some momentum to Spartans. Derby, with they just need to kind of, not up the energy, but like Robbie being hit out or lining on that set, puts them down straight away. There's been a substitution. Ryan Ellis on for Dom Smith. Oh, and almost a catch off of his face. Ryan Ellis making the impact straight away.
Looked like it was there, but he just couldn't hold it. And Reese Woodgate come up. Will he be punished for that? Yeah.
And a hit from Ed Raven. The refs, many refs are calling a hit. Dom Holmes calling a bounce.
Doesn't look like he's too happy with that, but
I think the amount of refs, the amount of refs that are coming over and saying it's a hit.
That situation, dodgeball is one of those sports. It's so fast-paced that sometimes reffing is difficult. But the way it's done, the British dodgeball here is 2 main refs and then 4 refs on each corner of the court. Just because there's so much action that goes on, just helps to have more eyes on the court. But the refs are just coming in to discuss what happened there. It looked like they called the hit.
I think so. Watching the footage back, I think it bounced. I'm trying to communicate this, but I don't think we're allowed to influence the games that much from the commentary box. But yes, Derby now with 5 balls and 5 players on court. Opting to go for Straubs.
And Mark Allen looked up, hopefully, thought he managed to avoid the attack there, but a late ball comes in and just clips him on the shoulder there. And Spartans are now 2 players down, and Simon manages to get the block there on his way down.
Looks like.
And he gets the hit onto Finn's knee there. He just can't get out of the way. Can't get the ball in front of it.
Looked like a hit from here. Some of the Spartans commentators, some of the Spartans supporters, sorry, also believing. But we've got two of the Spartans boys left in against. Ellie probably needs to. Oh, great single.
And a single slightly out wide there from Tetley, but Derby just looking to try and catch it. Tetley goes low, and the deflection catch. He just gets himself nice and low, and that ball just bounces up into the hands of Alex Harrison. He just plucks it out the air. And now Robbie with a return catch there. Gets low. Those balls just not quite finding the target together.
Bring on Ed Raven.
Now Ryan Neely with a lot to do and a minute to do it.
Good block there from Ed. Yeah, I think they'll just see this set out.
And a high, safe throw from Ed Raven there, just looking to put the balls in possession of Spartans there, see what they can do. And there's
safe single there from
another
Robbie.
safe single. I think we're going to see a lot of those out of Derby for these last 40 seconds if they can get away with it. They're going to do their best not to open the door for Ryan Neely to get any opportunities here. You know he's going to be looking for it. And it's another low throw.
Oh,
Robbie going for
single.
that catch. He'd have seen that as an easy catch, but...
Almost a hit. Ed just getting his hand out the way. Ooh.
Ryan Neely looking to try and sneak a ball in there. And he does make the catch and the hit there. He's called the hit on himself.
Reese, in a 1v1 against Ed Raven.
And it looks like there's not long left of this set. That's going to be time 1v1.
A draw. A great catch. Great catch there. And I think Neely's called it.
That's a lovely...
Subbed himself off.
It's a lovely set there. Just shows that seconds swing in both directions, and you can never tell until the very last second of the game. One catch, couple of hits.
And whilst this is, I was under the impression that Derby had called a timeout, but they haven't.
Oh, it's going to be 3 balls for Spartans this time.
Robbie just not managing to get it.
Looks like he got his hand to it, but couldn't quite get it out of the hands of Spartans. Spartans going to come up with this 3 balls. Derby looking like they're happy to play defensive here.
Yeah.
Happy to throw away that 3rd ball and maybe look to play off the counter.
By our estimates, we've actually got about 5 minutes left, and there's 2 sets in it.
Yeah, at least 2 sets can be played here, so Derby with plenty of time to try and bring this back to a draw. The team's even so far. Minute down. It's looking like a slow set. Alex Harrison sets himself for the catch, but he can't quite pick it up.
Yeah, doesn't quite take that catch.
That's going to be the first hit of this set.
Good block there from Robbie.
And Matt Manch just holding his position up court there. Manages to get a throw out of Simon, but just gets out the way. They're going to take 3 balls. Both teams here looking to make the hits on the counters, but some great dodging from both sides here. And Derby do hold that one-player advantage. Again, managing to get out of the way. Some big dodges coming in this set.
Yeah, it seems to, after that set and the draw, the energy's a lot lower. Great counter there, and a catch as well from Tom Bell. Very well played there from the youngster on the Derby side.
Yeah, Derby looking like they're just trying to slow things down here and play their game. And it's working for them in this set, at least.
They definitely want to be playing that 2-ball game. I think here, if I were Derby, I'd definitely look to go a bit more aggressive on the hits, go for some double ball attacks, really try and eliminate the Spartans left on court.
Tetley goes low, he was looking for it there, but Derby just throwing safe out to the side. They're not going to give him anything there. With 25 seconds left of this set, it's been a very slow one.
Oh, neither of them go for the catch.
And a nice free throw. Derby really wanted to get that, but they just couldn't quite get far enough forward.
Oh, Finn hit in the middle there.
It's going to be a hit onto Finn. Derby now 2 players up. 10 seconds left on the clock.
Need 2 hits here. And they don't manage to get it.
Robbie goes low and does what Robbie does.
Makes the catch.
Tetley putting all his energy in here, but
Time is cool, even with the hit on Ed at the end. So 1 set in it, going into, well, by our counts, definitely the last set, potentially. And then from there, we'll see.
And it's going to be a timeout called for Spartans there.
Yeah, just regrouping.
Coach David Poole just going to call things there. Let everyone calm down a bit. Don't want to let Derby take momentum after that set there.
I'm going over the chat.
Now, Spartans here, what do you think their approach should be to this final set?
Well, a draw and a win suits them, as long as it's the last set. I think they'll play very cool, calm. If the hits are there, they'll take the hits. Maybe there won't be as much chaos as there are in other sets, has been in other sets. I think Derby, if they want to win the game, they need to end the set in 3. I think they'll be coming out the blocks quite aggressive. Spartans are very good at just like calming that storm, making so that it's not that the pressure isn't quite there.
Yeah, I think all things considered, I think Derby will take the draw here. I think a draw would be a good result for them. Spartans, on the other hand, they start losing this set. They're going to try and probably speed things up and try and make sure they take this.
They want to secure the win. I think they'll do that in a good way.
Yeah, the top of the table at the moment is very tight. Both Spartans and Meteors both equal on points so far.
And Bees? No, not Bees, obviously.
Bees were
I
at the
was
start of
commentating
today.
that game.
And Ed does make the hit. Reese Woodgate looked like he wanted to try and take that 1 for 1, but he just doesn't commit to that hit. And Derby take the advantage. Robbie Winters, though, does get hit.
Good play from Spartans there, managing to get that standing.
Yeah, a lovely, accurate standing counter there from Ryan Neely, just across the court.
Playing this 3-ball game is what Spartans will want to do. Getting the ball back there is quite lucky for them.
And Spartans quite happy to slow things down here.
Yep.
The draw for them in this set will still give them the match. It's all on Derby for this set, and they do make the hit there.
Great hit there from Ed. Lovely power.
Throws centre of mass and just backs his arm there to take that hit. And Mark Allen does get caught there. But meanwhile, Ed Raven's been
called out again.
And Spartans now a player down, but a minute left on the clock here. They're going to need to do something in this set.
Well, they're a player down. I think all they need to do is make a hit at some point, and then, you know, not lose any players.
We'll see what Derby can bring here. A hit for Derby will mean that Spartans will probably need to speed things up.
There, so it's even now.
Yeah, Tetley making a really nice play up court there, just making that hit onto Simon and evening things out, which is exactly what Leamington need in this situation.
And they had 5 balls from it. That was really fortunate for Spartans. But loads of time, 30 seconds left.
Derby are going to be looking to make anything they can happen here. And Tom Bell does get the catch onto Tetley. And we're now in a 2 versus 2. They're still favoured Spartans at the moment. A draw for them here means that they
paused time for a reason.
Let you know what that reason is once we work it out. Yeah, by the looks of it, we've got... Ignore the set timer. We don't have minus 1 minute 48. It's looking like we've got about 8 seconds left of this set and of the match. Teams 2v2 here. Looks like Spartans are in possession of the balls here.
They're just clarifying something there. Not sure what.
About 5 seconds left on the clock. Derby have got to make something happen. Derby gets hit. Tom Bell throws at Alex Harrison, but he blocks it down. And it looks like the whistle's just about to go. Alex Harrison again just playing it safe here.
Yeah, they're not going to do anything silly. Tom will be looking for this catch. I think that was close, but Tom Bell did dodge to one side.
Oh, and there he is. He's dropping his ball, looking for that catch there.
Really
just trying to make a play out of it. And Alex Harrison is just going to secure the hit.
Out of puff.
And that's going to be the game for Leamington. Looks like we're going to have a 1 minute set now.
Final set.
But Leamington now 2 sets clear. The best Derby can do now is bring this to a 13-11 score.
We'll try and find out some of the games are finished. We'll try and find out some of the scores for you.
Derby managing to secure 3 balls off the start. And Ed Raven does get caught there. Straub's just very aware across court there.
You can tell they've been playing. This is their second game of the day. Everyone's a bit tired.
And massive pressure coming there from Derby, but Spartans just facing it, ready.
You can see Spartans will just coast this game. Throwing up ball, they want those balls back. Go with 3.
Yeah, regardless of how this set plays out. But they do manage to get the catch by the looks. The deflection comes off Tetley's foot.
And a catch has been made somewhere.
Deflection catch up there. And Derby now with it all to do. Charging up the court and just trying to make a play off that catch. But the whistle goes.
And Spartans take the game. I think Derby was a great game for them. It just came down to a couple of those really clutch big moments. Spartans making some deflection catches. The turns, the table's really turning on a dime sometimes. But yeah, I think it was a stellar game from both sides.
Yeah, I think Derby are really impressing everyone this year. Their first season up in Super League, and they're showing they can compete with the best teams in it. I mean, Spartans, the champions from last year, they played Meteors in their game earlier today, and that looked like it could have gone either way for the first couple of sets, till Meteors started to show their experience. But Derby really showing they can compete in this league. That's another good result, all things considered.
Very good. I think they'll be a really good. If they could probably take a couple of games off of those teams, their Bs. I think they've lost to Bees, Storm, Meteors, Rangers, Spartans. They definitely can start taking some games in the latter half of the season. All they need to do is that, and I think they'll genuinely be a good Super League team and potentially title contenders next year, just after they've settled themselves and the year after. Anyway, that's it from me. So my third game on the trot. I had a little break. Sorry, apologies for being late, Tom. Yeah, please, if you're watching us from Twitch, head over to the YouTube of Rich Dodgeball. Or if you're watching us, pardon me, if you're watching us on YouTube, head over to Twitch at Dodgeball TTV. God.
That's 2 T's, not 3.
2 T's, Twitch TV, Dodgeball Twitch TV. And that's a hub of many, many different types of Dodgeball. You've got all different codes, different locations. And then, yeah.
And we'll be back soon with Meteors versus Sheriffs. See you then. And we are back after a very quick turnaround there. Almost caught all of us a little bit unaware, but we're back. Meteors against Sheriffs. And once again, I'm on my own, waiting for my other commentator to come along. Don't know where he's gone, but that's a quick start. What a catch there from Sheriffs. Jordan Taylor just manages to look down on the balls in his hands. He'll be happy with that. We're now into a 5v5. Meteors with all the balls there. They're going to connect that one. Nick Mester and Tim Day, a little high five there on the on that successful two-ball attack. And meanwhile, Jamie Hughes on that right wing, snaking out the way of those balls. And Sheriffs now with 4 balls. coming in, managing to get the hit onto Nathan David, but Nick just plucks that catch out. And a nice high ball coming in there. Catches the players. And it looks like 2 hits there. Sorry, just the 1 hit. And Jordan Taylor with a lot to do. Meteors looking for that deflection catch, but and a lovely catch out of Jordan Taylor. He's going to bring the 4v1 into a 2 versus 3 for Sheriffs now, with about just over a minute on the clock. Meteors just going to reset with 3 balls. And a big pre-throw there coming in. But it is followed by a really nice 2-ball attack from Meteors there. They do make that hit. And now Jordan Taylor back. But only 2 players to deal with this time. And 30 seconds to do it. He's going to look for that pre-throw. And Tim's just going to sail that ball over his shoulder there, safe. Just doesn't want to open the door for another catch here, because we've seen what he can do. And he can't quite make the hit on the counter. Tim just going to pick up that ball there, rolling across the center line. And Meteors are going to take 3. Jordan going low again. But just under 10 seconds, he's got a lot to do. And he's got possession of the 3 balls. Meteors just going to block. And that's time. A really nice attempt there from Jordan Taylor. Lovely little catch there, bringing the 4v1 into a 3v2. That's going to put Meteors on the board, 2-0 to start things off. And now we've got teams lining up again, ready for the second set of the game. Looks like Sheriff's managed to pick up that 3rd ball there off the start. It's currently being picked up by the Retrievers, and they're going to come up now. It looks like I'm being joined by Alex Such here on the commentary.
Hello, hello, I am back again.
That's a deflection coming up.
Nice catch there. Ben Cool tried to pick off Simon before he could take the catch, but Ben stands in his way, protecting him.
Yes, that's nice teamwork from Meteors there. Just spotting the opportunity and just covering your teammate there. For a team that don't train together.
Yeah.
Their teamwork's not bad.
I mean, less than a minute has been played and there are already 3 players up.
Yeah,
only 3 left in for sure.
Meteors just got such a strong lineup of players there. Ben Cool's going to get caught out, and Jamie Hughes. We're just over a minute gone. Meteors looking very strong in this set.
Well, I mean, it's got a minute and 40 seconds to play with. The question is, are Meteors going to actually give him that long?
But there we go.
No.
Stanford with the throw. Tim Day just holds his ground, takes that catch there.
Yeah, that set not quite as close as the first one.
No, Meteors managing to shut down Sheriffs in that one pretty quickly. Didn't even use up half the time, and the score's going to be 4-0. Sheriffs there, managing to get the quick start here. But Meteors end up coming on top after that with a nice response from the right wing there.
Yeah, Dan Evans, ex-Nottingham Sheriffs player. Clearly has no problem with absolutely annihilating his previous club. Lovely hit out on Jordan Taylor there. What would you say is the single strongest feature of Meteors?
I think Meteors just one of those teams that have got such strong individual players. I think the one thing that separates them from other teams is the fact that
oh, what a catch!
I mean, just demonstrated as I'm explaining it there. They've just got such strong individual players that, although they don't train together as regularly as these other teams here. They're just able to come out on the day, just all guns blazing, and just pluck those catches up, make those hits. They've got such strong arms on all of their players there. And not only that, but they're all so agile, can really get down, tuck themselves in, and just take that catch. And again, managing to win that set without losing a player.
A minute and 10 seconds that third set was then.
Yeah, these last 2 sets have been very quick for Meteors.
Clinical is the only way I could describe it.
Yeah, they're really looking strong, and they're currently top in the league this year.
Yeah, equal on points, I believe, with Spartans, but they are up on set difference. And like at the end of the year, those set differences are huge. So I can imagine, oh, what a catch from Dan Evans.
And there we go, Meteors going down 2 players off the start and just immediately managing to equalise. In fact, even go a player up here.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, set difference is huge, so I wouldn't be surprised if Meteors just push as hard as they can in this game.
Yeah, I mean, the men's Super League this year has been all over the place. We've seen a lot of results go, maybe not the way people would have expected, and I think points difference is something that teams are really going to have to think about. And that's another lovely little catch there from Nick Mester.
Yeah, unfortunate for Jamie Hughes. Obviously going for Simon Jones, who's in front of him, and it just sails over him, and the waiting arms of Nick Mester.
Oh, and almost a nice catch there. But Meteors again, not even a minute there, just managing to close out that set. Sheriff's just looking for those catches there, but the big arms from Meteors just...
I think that is a timeout called already from Sheriff's.
Yeah, it's not very often you see that timeout called, barely even halfway through the first half here. But Meteors have really just come out and just shown what they can do here, I think.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I wasn't quite expecting this. Like, don't get me wrong, I wasn't expecting Sheriff's to necessarily come out and win every single set, but I was expected more of what the first set was, where, they're in it a lot more and actually making Meteors work for it, whereas at the moment, these past 3 sets, Meteors are barely breaking a sweat.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the league table so far, I'd say, like, Sheriffs have been a strong mid-table contender this year. And yeah, this is a bit unlike them, to be fair. They're normally a very composed team, but Meteors just coming out and making every hit count at the moment, like just putting the balls on target, and Sheriffs just can't get out of the way.
Yeah, perfect on singles, perfect on 2-ball releases. As you saw, they did a lovely delayed throw, taking out Ben Cool. There's just not much you can do sometimes. Yeah,
just really punishing those balls coming in from Sheriffs as well, taking those catches. Like, Sheriffs haven't really had an opening in this game, I wouldn't say. No. Bar maybe that first set, but we're going to see what that timeout can do for Sheriffs now.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be beneficial. Be interesting how they decide to change it up. They have made a slight substitution in bringing Mark and Sam Ward off, bringing on Rob and Sam Copping.
Yeah, maybe they're just trying to use that timeout just to break the momentum of Meteors. I mean, they've had a lot of... I mean, the past 3 sets have been about a minute long, and they've all been very comfortable for Meteors. So Sheriff's maybe just trying to slow down the clock a bit and see if they can make something happen now. But no hits yet in this set. A lot slower. The change of pace already very noticeable from Sheriffs.
I mean, we're 50 seconds in. By this time in the last set, Meteors had already won the set.
And looking at the pitch now, not a single player's been hit.
As we say it, Brett Koenig is out and Nathan David.
That's 2 very quick hits from Sheriff. It looks like whatever they were discussing in that timeout has come into effect here. We can see them taking a 2-player advantage here. But Jamie Hughes just can't quite get his feet out of the way. Goes high.
Ends up kicking the ball away instead.
And that's going to be a 1-for-1 there. Nick Mester just taking out Jordan Taylor. Meanwhile, Simon Jones also going out.
A minute and a half in this set, though, and Sheriff's actually with a 2-player advantage. See if they can hold on to this, though. Tim Day and Dan Evans, no slouches on court.
And Ben Cool just setting himself there back for the catch. Catching out his former teammate, Dan Evans. And Tim Day now with a lot to do. Staring down 5 Sheriff's players with just over a minute on the clock. And those 3 balls just perfectly timed there from Sheriffs. That's just what they needed to get on the board. It's going to be 8-2 now with about 5 and a little bit left on the clock for the half.
Yeah, after that timeout and winning that set, like, relatively confidently. Hopefully they can carry that momentum forwards into the end of this half.
Yeah, that's just what they needed there, especially after taking that timeout. I think taking a timeout so early on in the game is something you don't see very often, but definitely, by the looks of it, something that Sheriffs needed, maybe just to compose themselves and just mentally reset before going into this set. And it's clearly done the job. Oh, Jordan Taylor manages to get the block, but just blocks it up onto his shoulder there.
Yeah, it's something you see from Meteors a lot. They're really, really aggressive at holding their ground. I mean, even like in post-stand encounters, they'll always go for it very quickly, but even there, they release a single. Sheriffs are moving forwards, and Brett immediately, as soon as Jordan Taylor oversteps slightly, he's pinging through him. Doesn't care if he's got a ball in his hands. He's taking that throw. He's taking that hit.
Meteors now back in the lead in this set. One player up.
No hit on the 2-ball release though. Popping gets nice and low.
And Sheriff's now coming up with 3. And they release 1, but it's not going to make any hits there. Bounce in front of Brett.
Ball retriever getting a little stuck in the nets there. Oh, and a great catch from Ben Newton in the centre there for Sheriffs. Taking out Dan Evans. And at the same time, Nick Messer also heads to the outbox. Sheriffs now in position with 2 players up.
Yeah, it's a really quick turnaround from Sheriffs there. Just what they needed again. Just started to drop off in this set, and now they've come straight back. And that's two balls thrown at Ben Cool there, but calling the block on both of those. Looks like he just managed to get his body behind it and the ball.
And it will give Sheriff possession of 4 balls. They're going to throw through, and they do throw. They go for the ball holder of Brett, but they're unable to connect. And at the same time, Koenig is able to hit out Ben Newton, who did just make that amazing catch previously.
Oh, and Ben Cool goes low, but just clips him on the head as he tries to duck down under the balls there. Yeah, Meteor's such an accurate team when you throw in there. And again, just managing to make the 2 balls, hitting in the exact same spot.
Timing and accuracy on these 2-ball releases have been amazing.
And another pre-throw just skims the player on Nottingham Sheriffs there.
And in a matter of, what, 20 seconds, we've gone from a 5v3 to a 1v3. Only 20 seconds remaining. Jamie either needs to catch or 2 hits fast.
About 15 seconds left on the clock. Meteor's just going to slow things down here. They do get the hit. Bit of a celebration coming there.
Yeah, from Brett there.
Yeah, clinical stuff there just to clean up that set from Meteors. Just waiting for that pre-throw that they knew was coming, resetting and just making that hit. Brett with the late release just manages to catch him in the air.
There's going to be about 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining in this half. A bit of a shorter set.
Brett showboating in the middle there, looking for that spin throw, which comes surprisingly close to a couple of the Sheriff's players there.
Yeah.
But and Dom just sticking his hands out.
What a pluck!
Yeah, hands out, fully outstretched down. Just manages to grab the ball out of the air.
Phenomenal catch, to be honest.
Yeah, and that just opens things up for Sheriffs in this set now with a 2-player advantage.
Yeah, only 1 minute 10 left.
See the energy suddenly coming out of Sheriffs after that catch there.
We want to keep the energy up. I imagine if they get another hit, they can keep riding that until the end of the set. But
yeah, I think Sheriffs really need to try and get this set if they want to stand a chance in this game here. Like 10-2 already, 10-4, I'd say is doable.
12-2, not pleasant.
Yeah, I think 12-2 at the half is it's a big mountain to climb, especially against a team like Meteors. We'll see what they can do here, but they have lost a player meanwhile.
Meteors, 2 times British Short National League champions.
And Brett just looking for that catch there, but one of those last 2 balls just clips him. He was looking for those first 2 catches, and Sheriff just didn't give him anything. And again, Sheriff's back to a 2-player advantage here with 15 seconds on the clock.
And another great catch. Ben Cool this time on that right wing.
And he's not going to release that ball. Meteor's such a strong catching side. You'd think he's an easy target there, but we've seen these players catch. You know what they can do.
To take that, and you don't want to risk it.
And you can see them bunching up here, looking for that catch. Yeah, you can see.
That will be a 1 minute set.
Yeah, we can see the Meteors team bunching up there, trying to make a catch. You can see a couple of balls going up, but the hit's really clinical from Sheriffs there, just making them count, hitting them before they can try and look for that deflection catch. Just what they needed to do in that situation. And yeah, we've got a minute set here. Simon Jones going low, very unhappy with himself there. He looks like he should have taken that one. Yeah, the headband comes off in rage there.
Yeah, he often likes taking those catches, especially when he drops to an ease there.
Yeah, he's a player you can normally back to take those catches every time, but
Ben Cool gets a lot of power on it right on his shoulder where it's a bit more difficult to take the catch.
A lot of fakes going out from Sheriffs there, just trying to bait a dodge at Meteors, but they're all just going to stand their ground and the single doesn't connect.
And just a single from Meteors. No team wants to give too much possession over yet.
But Tim goes high for the catch. But Brett with the return throw there. And Nathan David, again, very frustrated with himself there.
10 seconds remaining. Sheriff's up by 2 players. Meteors only with 1 ball in hand. Sheriff's with 4.
And Brett does get the free throw, but it looks like
Sheriff's still up by 1 player.
Yeah, that's a really nice last 2 sets for Sheriffs there. I was saying 10-4 at the half would be fairly respectable for them, but 10-6 is a very strong result. They've really managed to come back. I mean, since that timeout, what, 7.5 minutes into the game, they were 8-0 down. To be 10-6 at the half is very nice. That timeout clearly doing what they wanted it to do.
Yeah, I can imagine they're going to be feeling much more confident now. Their team talk I imagine they'll be saying, you know what, we're still in this. You know, we've just taken 3 sets off them when we thought we were down and out.
Yeah,
you know, there's still another 15 minutes of play. Like, there's no reason why Sheriffs can't go and win this game.
Yeah, we'll see what Meteors change. Clearly, their initial tactics in those first couple of sets really worked, but Sheriffs just showing their class with some lovely catches, individual plays, just managing to slow things down. And you can see the frustration in some of the Meteors players in that final set. They're a very passionate team, and you can see their anger when they're frustrated with themselves.
Yeah, I think Dom Holmes and Ben Cool really stepping up on the left and right wings there.
Yeah,
both making incredible catches and incredible hits.
Yeah, some really nice pressure. You can tell as soon as some nice plays come out of Sheriff, they just come alive. Those wings push right up and actually do put a lot of pressure on Meteors, and you can see the frustration in that final set. Meteors just going to have to calm down a bit after that one, I think.
Meteors, as you can see, we're only halfway through this half-time, but Meteors already lined up and ready. Sheriff's about to get underway too. And that will bring our half-time to an end early. What do you think? Think Sheriffs can do this? Sheriffs can crawl it back? Or?
I think Sheriffs have got a lot to do. I think Meteors are such a strong team. Like, only takes 1 or 2 catches, and all of a sudden they're mentored. They're straight back in it. So we'll see what happens in this. I think this next set's going to be the decider for this game. I think if Sheriffs can come out and they can put in a really strong performance and potentially win this set, I think it'll be a difficult one to call.
Yeah, I think I agree with you.
Meteors managing to win that 3rd ball from the middle. Let's see what they can do with the single here.
Tim Day trying to go for that no-look, staring Dom on the face on that right wing, but going across court instead over at Ben Cool.
Nothing Sheriffs haven't seen before, I suppose.
I mean, Dom Holmes himself loves to do that all the time.
And Dom Holmes goes for the catch. And he doesn't manage to get it himself, but he knocks it up. And Sheriffs do take it. You'll see him running into the outbox and running back onto the court here. And that puts Sheriff's 2 players up. It's looking like a really good start to the half for them, especially after that 2 ball from Meteors sailing over the head.
And with that, they're going to give Sheriffs 4 balls again. Will they try and throw through the ball holder like they have with Brett Koenig, or they go off ball?
Nathan David with the pre-throw there, but he doesn't manage to connect it. And then looks for that catch straight after, but can't quite secure it. And Sheriffs with a really healthy looking lead in this set.
Yeah, honestly, ever since that timeout, and like they've even brought up, you know, the players that were originally subbed off, they brought them both back on in Sam Ward and Mark on the right wing there.
And that's some really nice dodging in the middle from Sheriffs there.
Yeah.
Just managing to wiggle their way out of the way of those balls and managed to maintain that advantage of 2 players now. About halfway through this first set of the half, but Jamie Hughes gets pre-thrown. Dan Evans releasing that ball as he's trying to throw his own. And Meteors now managing to take possession of 3 balls. And they're gonna release 2 of them at Jamie Hughes, who just can't get out of the way. But Sheriffs do get one in return.
Yeah, it will be a 1-for-1 trade as Tim Day heads to the outbox, meaning Sheriffs still in the advantageous position with 1 player up here.
And some big fakes coming out from Sheriffs there, trying to maybe get a ball out of Meteors there, but they're gonna hold their composure. And Dom Holmes goes low very early, and it just gets punished for it. Meanwhile, Simon Jones goes low.
Ed Raven, line ref calls a catch there.
Yeah, the Meteors boys so good at just getting low and getting that catch. And he manages to catch 2 balls! So it seems like there's been a middle...
Oh. Okay, so they're calling a line fall on Dan Evans, who was the one player who wasn't caught by Mark Gordon there. Meaning if that ball doesn't count as a hit, the double catch should stand, and if anything, Mark Gordon might have just taken all 3 Meteors players out at once.
Yeah, we'll see what the refs decide here, but that was an unbelievable 2-ball catch. But now it looks like the refs are going to call. Yeah, player's going to be called out. Meteors take that set in the end.
That would have been insane. Yeah. I mean, it's amazing that he caught the 2 anyway, but that would have been huge. I mean, that would have put the game at 10-8.
Yeah, just shows how dangerous all these players, like on both teams here. It's like 2 very strong catching teams. Like, no matter where you put those balls, you time them together, you put them together, they're still going to be able to catch them in times like that. I think Sheriff's doing the best they could there, but just was not quite able to convert that there. The Meteors do take the lead 12-6 here. I think Sheriff's with a bit of a mountain to climb after that.
But, you know, there's still plenty of time. Just over 11.5 minutes remaining in the second half. 3 sets down, completely doable.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with how close we've been since that timeout.
Yeah, we've seen much bigger comebacks in the past. And again, some strong dodging coming out of the middle there from Sheriffs. And both teams still with 6 players.
I think that's something that's been a huge change ever since that timeout. We couldn't keep... amazing catch from Dan Evans there. We keep coming back to this timeout, but it's ever since then that this has actually turned into a game rather than just like an exhibition. And ever since then, one of the biggest changes has been that Sheriff's staying alive a lot better. I say that as, obviously, Jamie Hughes just get hit out, but he did have 3 balls launched at him. But
Sheriff's,
yeah.
Sheriff's just having a lot more in response since that timeout, I think.
Yeah, staying alive in the middle, dodging well, and like their trades are much better, getting the hits themselves, catches as well.
But here we go. It's Meteors doing Meteors things, just arms out, just grabbing these catches. It looks effortless, and to play against this is very tough. And they're just going to clean up, take that hit, and Meteors, without losing a player here, 6 players on court. They don't manage to make that double hit count, but there's a lot for them to do here. And he can't quite grab that catch. Meteors just going to throw through there and finish out that set. Once again, maybe looking to try and pick up these sets here. As we said earlier, set difference is going to be so important in this league. They're just starting to run away with it again. Unfortunately, Sheriff's using their timeout, so they're going to have to play through this. Meteors just gaining momentum again.
Yeah, we will see another substitution. Sam Coppin comes off. I believe that was a Ben call there. And Mark Golden also going to come off, I think, for Jordan Taylor. Van Evans going for an across-court standing counter, but Ben Cool is very critical there and takes the hit. Oh!
And some really nice fakes at Meteors. Just bait Dom into the jump and just hit him on the way down. You can't get his legs out of the way. It's a lovely little show of skill from Meteors there.
But, I mean, overall, I'm pretty happy with how this game is turning out. It's much better than, you know, those first, like, 7 minutes of the game were.
Yeah, for sure.
Sheriff's in every set, pretty much.
Yeah, Sheriff's really showing that they can compete with Meteors. Albeit not in every set, but that's the nature of the game sometimes. And Tim Day just jumping out the way. Manages to throw and connect the hit onto Ben Cool there to even things up for Meteors. Goes for the pre-throw, and he just grabs that catch.
Yeah. Throwing on his own, throwing chest high, not always the wisest option.
Especially not against a team like Meteors, who are all very capable of catching those balls. And 2 balls coming out of Meteors there. But Jamie Hughes gets low, gets under. That's now 4 balls for Sheriffs.
They go off ball this time.
They're not able to connect.
Unfortunate for Jamie Hughes there. Throws at Brett Koenig, who blocks it into his teammate Tim Day. But all then comes back again and he takes the rebound catch. So although Tim Day heads to the outbox, his teammate does come back in.
Yeah, so casual as well for Meteors there. Brett just picks that one up effortlessly. And now Meteors just very slow. Slowing things right down and making Sheriffs put the work in here. There we go, they managed to get the free throw out of Jordan Taylor, who's setting himself nice and low. Maybe looking for this catch here. But Sam Ward doesn't manage to make it. Jordan Taylor, meanwhile, makes the hit onto Brett, but he's got 3 players to deal with here.
With only 20 seconds remaining.
About 20 seconds left on the clock. He's got a lot to do. And Dan Evans just plays it safe, throws that ball high. And Nathan David maybe thought he just backed his arm a bit there.
Yeah, Nathan David also throwing high, but not high enough. And Taylor takes an amazing catch on the backtrack.
Yeah, Taylor's really been on it with the catches today. And they do manage to draw out that set. Nathan David just backing himself on that catch nice and high, but Jordan Taylor just jumps into it, takes it at chest height. A really lovely catch there to even things out there. Albeit not going to change the game, but a nice point for Sheriffs there. Jamie Hughes just hit on the single ball there. Ball comes back, Meteors thinking maybe we catch it, maybe we don't, but with 6 players on court, it's not even worth attempting that one there. They're not going to catch anyone in, and Jamie Hughes has already hit out, so no one would have gone out for the catch either way. Just a risk, it doesn't need to be taken, and Meteors good. They spot that, and something that you see teams go for a lot, really, that 6 players on court, the rebound catch, it's not going to do anything for either team there, so.
I mean, I recall even in Spartans versus Meteors last season, there was a game where, towards the end of the game, a ball pops up, and I think it was Basti Mitaraura. Probably butchered your surname there, sorry, buddy. But ball pops up, and he runs forwards to take the catch on like sliding forwards, but doesn't need the catch. All 6 teammates are already in.
Yeah, exactly.
The play ends up working in Spartans' favour after a couple trades and exchanges of hits, but overall, catch wouldn't have really done anything.
And there's a catch for Meteors, but meanwhile, Tim runs up to try and make something there, while Sheriffs are looking a bit confused, but Dom manages to pluck out that catch there. And that does even things up, 5 versus 5 here.
And an excellent athletic dodge there from Ben Cool.
But Meteors do end up with 4 balls. They're going to throw 2 at Ben Cool, who manages to tuck himself out the way there, gets nice and high.
Yeah, Cool's been playing very well this game, I think.
Yeah,
staying alive nicely, some nice catches, good hits.
Yeah, making himself a real difficult target to hit on the wing there.
just a nuisance that Meteors have to try and deal with.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's something that's so strong on the dodgeball court, just making yourself a nuisance, just being there, putting the pressure in the right places, and then making yourself difficult to hit when it comes to it. And Dom Holmes with a little cheeky cross court there, but not going to get anything off the back of it. And big fakes coming in there from Sheriffs, looking to try and bait a dodge at Meteors, but they've seen it all before. They're not going to move into that. And Dom looking for that hit. Nathan David stranded on the floor there, and he does manage to get it. The pressure coming in on the wing from Dan Evans, but he's not doesn't manage to make the hit there. So Sheriffs now do take the lead by one player here. And a couple of exchanges. Brett goes back, but he doesn't manage to pluck that catch up there. And Sheriffs now 2 players up with 10 seconds left in the set. Nick Mester can't pluck the catch out. And it looks like Sheriffs will take this one, as the refs blow the whistle for time.
Realistically, mathematically, there probably isn't time for Sheriffs to bring this back. They can decrease the deficit, but they need to win 3 sets here in 3 minutes. I don't see that happening, personally.
Yeah, so they've got a lot to do here, and I think at this point it just becomes damage control. See what sets they can get. As I said, set difference is really important in this league this year. A lot of teams competing on the same amount of points, especially at that top of the league and towards the middle as well. So every set can really make a difference in the league this year. So Sheriffs, although they might not be able to win this game, they are going to look and try and take every set that they can. And Simon Jones just goes low and plucks that catch out the air there.
Yeah, replica of what he tried to do in the first half, but this time he takes that catch.
Now Sheriff's down 2 players, 40 seconds into the set. Meteors just looking like they're going to try and close this one out nice and slowly. With another hit onto Dom. 3-player advantage for Meteors here. And the rest are going to pause time here. Not too shorts being discussed here, but regardless, Sheriffs are going to be 3 players down here. And it looks like Brett's been called to the outbox there. Didn't quite see what happened there, but...
No, neither. I'm not quite sure.
That brings the advantage down to 2 players now for Meteors. And with 1:50 left in the set here. Refs looking like they're ready to start again. Sheriffs now coming up with 3 balls, but they're not able to make the hit on that single release. And Meteors just walking up nice and slow. Nick Mester on the track back just grabs that ball out of the air. And a strong double counter coming out of Meteors there. Just cool in the hit, counting it down, very clinical stuff. And now Newton with 6 players to find. Simon looks like he's just going to charge up and take that one for 1. Meteors just looking like they won the points now.
Yeah, the win is definitely in the bag. I think there's roughly, well, most likely only going to be a 1-minute set. Maybe there's more. I didn't quite hear what that was. Could be a 1-minute set, could be a little bit more, but either way, Meteors have won this game. It's just a matter of by how much.
Yeah, so a strong counter there from Dan Evans, standing counter from the back of the court. Gonna get that early hit onto Jordan Taylor. Meanwhile, Brett gets the hit onto Dom Holmes. And Meteors see themselves 2 players up. And they're looking comfortable in this set now. Just looking to close things up at the end of this game.
A little bit of a fish from Dan Evans there. Definitely didn't need to go for that.
And a ball being released from under his leg there from Brett. And a free throw coming in, but looks like...
Mark might have clipped his thumb there a little bit.
Yeah, looks like he's been caught awkwardly on the finger there. And a jumping throw across the line there from Simon Jones, but he's not able to connect it.
Goes for a leap of faith there, but doesn't connect. Sometimes feel a little bit embarrassing. Ending up on your opponent's side of the court without a hit.
A very long walk round to the outbox there.
Yeah. I think that was about 10 seconds left.
And 2 balls coming in from Meteors there, but none of them connect.
Ben Newton trying his hardest to get this hit.
There can't be much time left on the clock here. Ref's looking at the watch. And Brett dropping, setting himself for that catch. Very confident at this stage in the game.
Yeah, I think it was smart not to go for that. I feel like you haven't got the run up. Brett's just going to take the catch there.
And Brett again going low, just backing himself on that catch. He's really looking confident in this game. And there goes the whistle. The final score's going to be 99 to Meteors.
Yeah, I think obviously the start of that first half massively in favour of Meteors. Sheriffs bring it back in the middle of the game, make it quite an interesting game, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then again, Meteors just run away with it towards the end of that game.
Yeah, Meteors really showing what they can do at both the start of that game and the end. Just very clinical in closing out those sets. Sheriffs looking really strong at moments, but just weren't able to consistently hold that for the game. And yeah, we've got one more men's Super League game left for today, which is Coventry Silverbacks versus Manchester Killer Bees. So we'll be back with you in about 5 minutes' time, maybe a bit less. It's a quick turnaround for the last game, so we'll see you then. Hello everyone, we're back for the final game of Men's Super League today. My name's Tom, I'm joined by...
I'm Dom.
That's going to be confusing, but... By the way, we've got Coventry Silverbacks here playing Manchester Bees. Manchester Killer Bees, sorry.
I'll try not to make loads of bee jokes like I've done every other time. They're exhausted by now.
Yeah, I think I'm struggling on the Silverback front.
Yeah, I don't want to monkey you around on this.
There he is. Oh, off to a quick start here. Coventry putting the catches in already.
Interesting, bees have gone very aggressive straight off the bat here. And
Yeah.
Coventry soaking up that catch straight away with Pete Rhodes. Shutting down that aggression instantly.
Yeah, really shutting Bees down in this set. He's down 2 players already. They're going to come up with 3 balls.
Bingo from Bembridge. Coventry happy to slow this down already. Bees have come out flying.
That's one.
Sorry. 3 balls Coventry side.
And Bembridge just can't block that ball. It's knocked out of his hand. He is going to walk off court.
Is it calling out lost control? If a ball leaves your hands after being hit, you are called out unless you recover that ball.
So make sure you got strong hands blocking there. And that's another big catch there from Coventry.
Jack Lech taking that catch across the court.
Yeah,
He's unable to find their footing in this set so far.
yeah,
Sorry.
You're good.
I guess it's early doors. These teams haven't faced each other very often. Coventry newly promoted. Bees, it's quite a new team as far as Bees are concerned. So maybe just getting their eye in to start with, seeing who they're against.
Yeah, Silverback's just taking things nice and slow now. Got just over a minute left in this set, so just looking to play that 3-player advantage that they've got.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of burning out here. Lots of wide throws. Bees need to do something to come back in this deck.
They do make the hit there. Just sort of caught him. And again, Coventry just caught, not paying attention. And in a space of about 10 seconds, you've had 3 hits from Bees, and a catch, and a hit, and another hit. And that's the end of that set.
Coventry go
What happened there?
5-2 up, down to losing it.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what happened there. Looked like 3 of them just weren't really paying attention there.
3
And
players not looking, and then
then the throw that does come out just gets caught.
that was a very interesting flurry there from the Bees. And this time Coventry coming off worse off of the quick start.
Yeah, and that's going to see Bees putting themselves on the scoreboard after a slow start in that set, but...
Oh, at Bembridge.
And a really nice exchange there.
Jack Lech unlucky to be already caught when he makes his catch.
And Bembridge with a very strong free throw there.
And mirrored on the other side by Aiden, taking out a free throw as well.
Now we've got 30 seconds into this set. Coventry already down to 1 player. He's got 5 players to get out. He managed one of them. Let's see what he can do here. He goes for that catch, but can't quite secure it. And Bees...
Very aggressive set from Bees there.
He's really showing aggression in these first 2 sets here. Maybe not coming out too well in that first set, although they did manage to come back, but managing to close that one out in just over a minute by the looks of it.
Not going to get a quick start this set. That ball not being passed back clean enough for the Bees. They're opting to reset, take the 3 balls onto the attack. Very early proof.
And again, big pressure being applied from Coventry here, but not able to connect the hits at the moment.
Wonderful pre-throw by Bees. Jonty taking out Pete Chandler there. Pops up.
Bembridge going high, manages to bait that ball out, block it down, and then make the hit on the counter.
Bees find themselves 1 player up in this set with 3 balls. Very accurate 3-ball attack there.
Yeah, clinical stuff from Bees there.
Alex Taylor jumps, tries to get over it, but all 3 of them are just pinning him right on the feet, tracking him on his way up.
Coventry showing they can do it back with a 2-ball attack there onto Jonty.
Bees with a 4-ball attack.
Coventry passing that ball between their players. Looking for that catch, but Bees just throwing nice and wide.
Bees don't need anything here. They can drag this set out, take that one player advantage until we need to use it. Woody trying to do what Bees did to him on the first set. Caught off guard, tries to throw at Bembridge. Bembridge is always watching.
Oh, and lovely dodge there. Somehow manages to get his foot out of the way of that ball. Badly looking for that counter, but a big call from his team of no. He holds on to it, and Bees will reset for 3 balls.
Yeah, badly throwing a catch there would not be good for Bees.
It might have ended badly.
It's 1-all. Oh, Bembridge from the floor, using that whip throw of his to take out Woody.
Yeah, it really generates a lot of power from standing.
Block there on Josh Rhodes. Pete Rhodes, sorry. Josh Rhodes. Okay. Your name is Josh Rhodes. Nice to meet you.
He's now coming up nice and slowly.
Saw Pete Rhodes take a catch in the first few sets.
In the first few seconds, mind.
First few seconds of the first set. So we'll see what he can do here. Tight situation, a 1v3. Play ball is on the Bees.
And he drops, and it looked like he almost got that one there, but Bees just making the hit with the 2 balls there, and just going to deny him that catch.
Didn't quite track that 3rd ball quick enough. So as he lifts his head up after dropping beneath him, it just lands on his lap where he's unable to secure it.
A strong start for Bees now. 6 points on the board, 3 sets in a row. But Coventry do manage to convert the quick start with 2 very quick hits and a catch.
I think that catch meant a lot to number 16, Pete Chandler there.
And there's Coventry just matching the pace that Bees have shown us in these first few sets.
Oh,
But that's a catch, and
it looks to be a catch and headshot. Time is important.
and meanwhile Bembridge just takes advantage of everyone just standing around looking slightly confused. The refs are going to pause the time now.
A bit late on that pause of time there, but see what the refs do about this decision. It looks like they're just checking if Brew was all right. He has been hit in the head. Did seem to secure a ball on the catch though, so seeing what the refs decide off of this.
Yeah, we've got refs coming in there. Line refs still holding their positions on the edges of the court. Seems like they're just checking on the bees guys here.
Knows what this decision might be too.
Nice.
It looks to be resetting with 4 players on each side. Gareth, the event squad net, is just chilling there in the middle of court, looking to straight back into this game.
Got 2 minutes 20 left in this set. He's coming up with 3 balls. And they choose to release 2 of them.
Very aggressive counter-attack there from Woody. Seems after that pause of time, neither team's wanting to take a hit here. Both teams very slow on the attack. Play 2 being called. Oh!
Bembridge just manages to set himself. He's so dangerous. He's been making some very nice catches so far this game. And B's now with 5 players, a 2-player advantage over Silverbacks.
Matt Wheel just holding the middle of that court there, seeing the movement from Woody.
And almost a nice deflection catch there from Cov. And some big pressure from Alex Bembridge, but it looks like the ball's bounced there. He's called it himself. And Silverbacks with 5 balls, Woody with a lot to do.
It's George Woody now against 4, eliminating 2. Can Woody bring this back in a 1v5?
And it's looking good. He manages to hit 3 of them. Bembridge just looking for a catch.
Now George Wood in a 1v2. Bring this brilliantly back from a 1v5.
He's got just under a minute left on the clock now.
Plenty of time.
And he does manage to get out of the way of those balls. B's without a ball now. And badly releases, but he doesn't put the ball on target there. Woody was looking for the catch, but they're not going to give it to him. And Woody now charges up, but he does get hit on the way up. Just can't get himself out of the way. He just committed himself to making that hit.
Yeah, you can see the exhaustion in his face halfway through that. Such a big push from Woody there to bring that from a 5v1 to a 2v1. It is exhausting on the body. Silverbacks do have a range of subs. They can bring people in if people seem fatigued. But looking to stick with the same 6 for now.
He's managed to take that third ball there. Not able to make a quick start out of it, but they will reset. Play the 3-ball attack here. And Bembridge, again, showing some lovely accuracy there. And Aidan Woodall with a lovely clinical cross-ball. Cross-ball? I don't know where I was going with that.
Cross-ball throw.
I think I was trying to combine court and ball together there. We ended up with bort. But cross-court ball. There we go.
No, it's a cross-ball crow now.
Yeah. First try. And now B's just clinical, making the hits.
I know how that feels to be caught by Jonty there. That hurts.
B's coming up with 2 balls. Looking to try and finish off the set there, but they're not able to make any of those hit.
See what Dan Moore can do on his own. In a bit of a tough one, a 1v6 against the 6 Bs here. Go 3 balls on him. Jonty takes the catch.
Once again, Jonty just holding his ground, just standing and
Hard on him badly.
that ball coming in nice and high, and he's just able to take it.
He's looking very strong, dominant in the game so far. 10-0. What do you think the Silverbacks need to do to get back into this?
I think the pace has been a bit all over the place for them. I think Bees have really sort of stepped it up, come out really quick, and especially in those first 2 sets. Maybe it didn't work so well for them in the first set, but they've really shut Coventry down early on in these sets. I think, like taking a good 2-3 player advantage into it. I think Coventry just need to play it calm in the sort of the first minute of the set. I think they've been playing every set from behind so far, and I think they just need to keep those players alive for that first minute, and then, because they have managed to bring them back for the most part. Like towards the end of the set, they've shown that they can make those hits, they can pluck the catches out, but
they just need to either match the aggression coming from Bees, or they need to neutralize it, play a very slow game. But it seems they're kind of in the middle of both right now, and not really picking on a style to play.
Yeah, they can't really decide on the speed they're playing at the moment. It seems like that third set they came out very quickly and managed to make it work, but just couldn't close it out. I think Coventry just need to sort of settle a bit here. He's taken 10 points here, 5 sets straight.
Very quick time as well. Over 4 minutes left.
And hopefully we're going to see something similar to the first game. The previous game, when Meteors went 8-0 up, and the timeout from Sheriff just allowed them to reset and come back into the game. And Coventry now hoping that timeout will have the same effect, to shut down the momentum a bit for Bees.
Taking that third ball, unable to take anything off of that quick start there.
Yeah, and we see Bees once again showing very early aggression. They're quick out the blocks again. And Matt Wheel does get hit there, but a catch will bring him straight back in there from Aidan Woodall.
All that work to punish the winger on Bees, but then the catch to bring him straight back.
Yeah, that one's going to sting.
That was worse.
Yeah, they're getting worse at this point. Just stop.
You never stop the puns. And you see with this trading pattern Bees are doing, they're always maintaining a one-player advantage, coming out on top of every trade.
Yeah, they're just managing to make those hits count a lot more than Silverbacks are at the moment. And Matt Wheel goes low, and that's such a dangerous position to throw at.
Fantastic tombstone, and then Pete getting hit on that block.
And once again, a very quick set. About 1 minute and 10 seconds, and Bees just clean it up. And they're going to take 6 sets for nil here for
These are speedrunning this game. Is
Yeah,
it a race to 30 points? Who knows?
Who knows? It's definitely not off the cards at this point.
Please continue this aggression. Coventry just need to find a way into it. That could work. A very cheeky drop shot there from Jack Leitch, spinning it over Aiden's back, dropping onto him. Lovely foam style drop.
Silverback still showing some aggression up court. They do manage to make the catch, but it's followed by a block into his teammate. Coventry just can't seem to find the luck in this game. And there we go, another catch and a hit.
Seems at these clinical moments, Coventry are always not getting what they need.
We're just seeing 2 or 3 players from Coventry walking off court at the same time. There's just a lot of exchanges happening very quickly, and Bees just manages to come out on top almost every time.
They could bring this silver back though. But there's a bad joke.
It's a good effort, I'll give you that one.
Jack Leitch again with that foam style throw and underarm there towards Aiden.
Aiden with a clinical pre-throw. Matt Wheel jumping across the line, leap of faith. And it looks like he is just going to clip the player there.
Very well played there by Bees. Still over a minute left. They could see 2 more sets in this half. Going 18-0 at this point.
I mean, normally I would call this the last set of the half, but seeing how fast Bees have been going into this.
That's 2 more sets, right? Oh, looks like it started with 1 minute, 1 second, so it is not the final set here. As long as Bees stay on court. Oh, Coventry.
Coventry do manage to get 3 balls off the start, but they're not managed. They don't. I can't speak. You take it.
They don't take anything off the quick start, is what Tom was trying to say there. I hope.
We'll go with that, yeah.
Why are Bees slowing this set down? We want to see another Carnage set. Maybe that's why. Jack Leitch, a fantastic catch on the left wing, taking out Aiden Woodall.
Strong hits going from Silverbacks there. Ball goes up. And it looks like
time's going to be paused there.
Bembridge putting his body on the line there, sliding forward for that catch. But it looks like he's just going to hit his head on the way back there, going backwards.
Yeah.
He has given the thumbs up. He's okay. But he's going to be checked either way. The refs are going to pause the time. Head injuries are serious in this game. It happens a lot.
Yeah. Always checking for concussion in this game. From the looks of it, it looks like Bainbridge will be subbing out. At least if I were all the refs at this point, I'd be looking at coaches, seeing if he's rotating with one of the B subs. It looks to be the case.
Yeah, I think at this level, players are just willing to put their bodies on the line to try and take those catches and make those plays, get out of the way of those balls. And obviously, occasionally you are going to see people get injured.
He was right to go for that catch. The deflection went upwards into his area. Coventry's so quick to punish that as it bounced up though. Unfortunately, to connect with Bever's face.
Yeah, the ball hovered in the air for a long time there.
Always a risk you take diving forward for those catches, especially when the other team still have a ball in hand.
Yeah, it looks like the refs are just coming in to discuss something.
I think they could be discussing the malice of it. Due to the range of that headshot, it was within a few meters. It could potentially be a card. However, it doesn't look intentional. I would say it's a safe throw. He just drops down into it and hits him in the head. Yeah, it looks to me that the refs are saying that he did drop down into it.
Yeah, I think what comes with players like sort of throwing themselves around like this is they make themselves small targets, and if you're going to drop into it, like the ball hits you in the face, that's unfortunately that's just unlucky. It looks like we've got minus 1 minute and 28 left of this set.
We are playing ball. How does that work?
I guess they play backwards.
Play a 3-ball. Let's go. Back a few years.
Meanwhile, on the court to our right, looks to be 12-2? 14-2?
12-2 in favour of Bedford Rangers against Wessex Wolves. Wessex Wolves seeing Mark Gillingham back after injured his ankle a couple of weeks ago.
And we're back in this game as well. Silverbacks with a big advantage of 3 players into this set.
It looks like nothing was given for that headshot. It's nothing really you can argue with. It was an accident at the end of the day. It's part of the risk of playing, and a double hit.
Yeah, Silverbacks really making it close for us. But they do manage to get that set, and that's the last set of the half. They'll get themselves on the board.
14-2 at the half. It's been an aggressive half. He's coming out with fire. However, if Bees can get 14 points and a half, so can Coventry. I've seen comebacks better than this.
Not off the cards. But I think Coventry do need to find their feet a bit in this game still. He's just playing very aggressively and very quickly and making the hits work, making the hits count, making the catches when Silverbacks aren't committing to those throws.
Yeah, it looks to me like they're bringing on They've brought back on Brew Cousins in replacement for Benbridge. I reckon he'll be just taking a couple of sets off, get their head shaken up, get back into it. Or in this half-time, we talk about games in the other courts. So furthest court, we have got Hartlepool Mavericks versus Leamington Spartans 2s in the Women's League 1. Looks to currently be a tie. 6-all it looks like from here. Of course, in that league, Leamington Spartans 2s known for their draws, drawing most of their games so far. Court next to in Women's League 1, you've got Leeds Owls versus Canterbury Crocodiles.
What animals can I?
Welcome to British Dodgeball Zoos. Featuring Meteors. Looks to be 8-4 currently to Leeds. Of course, on this court we have got Manchester Bees and Coventry Silverbacks, 14-2 to Bees. The closest court to us, Wessex Wolves Rangers. Player moves, 14-2 to Rangers.
And we're off. Second half of this game. Manchester Bees currently up 14-2. Silverbacks looking to bring it back. And that's a brilliant start. Just like the start of the last half.
Makes a catch, settles it down.
Coventry have been looking clean with their catches, but just not enough of them at the moment.
Seems the aggression on the Bees throws are just too much for some of these Coventry players. Woody coming up very aggressive on that attack and surviving it. Never mind. Spoke too soon. Still, Coventry find themselves one player up in this set. Play 2 is on. Bees equalise it with a pre-throw. 4 players on each side now. Wonderful block in the air by Jack Ledge there. And Bees giving away 5 balls.
Silverbacks really need to make these hits count here. They're coming up with 5. Let's see what they do. Doesn't they release 4 balls?
Miss.
Yeah, that's one way to sum it up. And Bees now coming up with 4.
And Bees also miss. A lot of these multiple balls are not hitting. Dodging's just been quite good this game. Quite a slow set now.
Yeah, all things considered, we've had a lot of very fast-paced sets in the first half. And maybe the energy levels are just starting to drop off for these teams, but the game is starting to slow down.
Well, B should be more than happy to slow this set down. 1 minute left has just been called in this set. He's more than happy to drag these sets out now. Because even if they start losing sets, they're still significantly up in scoreline.
Yeah, in theory, Bees could probably lose every set if they bring it down to 3 minutes and they'd still win this game.
Dodgeball is a maths game after all, and you've got 3 minutes. How many 3 minutes you can fit into the time? If Bees slow it down every set, they'll win it mathematically. And they're playing it slow, resetting 5 balls here. Alex Taylor unable to secure that catch with so many balls coming at him.
A really nice timing from Bees there, just securing that hit. Just shutting down any chance of making a catch and bringing the set back.
And Jug gets caught in the back and also hit there. He's just taking a really slow set there. Looks to me that they're going to play the rest of this game slowed down.
And apologies for the bright colours on the screen there. We just camera's just decided to switch itself off, but it's back.
So now operator Maddie Smith there doing a brilliant job, making sure that we're doing well here. Sorry, Maddie. Three balls back on the Bees camp. Sorry, Hive. Dodged quite well by the Coventry Silverbacks there.
And Chauncey just trails his arm behind there. But Bees do get an exchange and the catch from Aidan Woodall. Oh! Incredible catch from Woody there.
Woody.
Aidan Woodall. Woody on Woodall.
Woodall does a wood on wood. Who would know that the Woody would catch Woodall?
How much wood would a Woody...
Wood.
I'm not going to attempt that. Been a long day.
George Woody coming out on top of Aidan Woodall there.
Silverbacks.
And Jack Ledge unlucky to fall down there in the neutral zone, punished by Brew Cousins.
And once again, Bees managed to tie things up. 3 on 3.
Even after such a... I mean, Bees were so far up in this set. So actually, and things you hate to see, ricochet catches. We know from experience there in the Phantoms camp.
Ooh. Oh, badly looks to try and catch Silverbacks off guard there, but
Tries to put a sneaky on him.
they do look up last minute. They don't manage to make the hit there.
Yeah, fantastic dodging by Brew Cousins there to get it out of the way. Gareth with a big kick there, practicing for the World Cup final. Fantastic catch by Brew Cousins. And Alex Taylor getting out on the back check. I would be looking at seeing if the player there is alright. Alex looks to be in a bit of pain there. Coventry's still not subbing players off.
Regardless, he's up. He's lining up for the next set.
Yeah, tank for it. All dodgeballers must play through an injury.
And now Bees with a healthy lead. 18-2. Coventry will just be looking to see what they can get on the board here.
Yeah, Bees are just looking to slow this whole thing down.
And Aidan Woodall just blocks the pre-throw straight up into the air.
Things you hate to see. Ricochet catches.
Volume 2. I think. Probably have more than that by now. And some unbelievable techers there.
Dodgeball highlights, eat your heart out. A wonderful kick across the court to secure that ball.
But Bees still managed to come out on top. Again, a 3-player advantage.
2v6, what can the Silverbacks do here?
So you can make a hit.
They can hit Matt Wheel.
It's a star.
My personal highlight is looking at the Bees team sheets today and seeing Matt Wheel's angry face in the corner as a coach. If you haven't seen it, check out Manchester Bees Dodgeball on Facebook.
And Bees just taking that hit there. Throwing 3 balls, making the hit.
Just Chandelier for the Silverbacks. Unable to convert that hit. The timing's so good there by Dan Newson and Aidan Woodall.
Yeah, timing and accuracy just spot on there. Both balls hitting him, same place, same time. Even if he'd caught one of them, it would have probably been knocked out of his hand.
Or taking a double catch.
I mean, we've seen it.
We have seen it. Under that whip across the court there. Again, B's happy to slow his game down.
Gonna collect 4 balls there. Play ball does get called. Free throw comes in from Silverbacks, blocked down by Jonty. That's gonna be 2 hits from Bees there. So clinical there. Slowing things right down. We've seen them show all speeds this game.
Your British dodgeball word of the day, by the way, is clinical.
Clinical.
Good honesty there, Aidan Woodall seems to clip his tee shot on the way past him.
Yeah, Silverbacks managed to make 2 hits of their own in return there, so all things tied up.
And Bees take that hit there on the 2-ball attack. He's just looked very comfortable in this game so far. Alex Taylor being hit out there on the right wing.
Slowly making his way off the court there. Looks like he might have picked up a slight injury there.
Bit hobbly with a few sets before this. Yeah. Head seems to have dropped in the Silverbacks camp. It is hard though, that mental resilience when you are so far down as this.
A big hit from Woody there, but there's 2 of them charging at him.
Yeah, badly punishes him. Not much you can do there as a player, you've got to take that hit.
Bees managing to take a really strong lead. 22-2.
Still over 6 minutes left. In Bees camp, that's another 5 sets.
Yes, it's definitely one of the bigger scorelines we've seen today. Silverbacks just haven't really managed to get on the board past that first set. Even there, Matt Wheel on the line just manages to stay alive.
Long enough for his team to cover him from the back. And
And
then takes a catch.
Oh, the mental game is all going to Bees at the moment. Just a real struggle for Silverbacks to pull anything together here. They are making hits, but just they can't string together enough to make a set here.
Not even that Silverbacks playing bad. It's just Bees are playing so aggressive and they're unable to match it.
3 balls come out from Silverbacks. They do manage to make the hit onto Woodall on the wing there. But Bees still with the advantage by 1 player.
And every time we say that, we lose the Silverback.
Yeah, Bees just very clinical in their hits. It's really making them count.
But a fantastic catch there, Jack Lech. And then taking out Quincy Bird as well.
Yeah, in all fairness, some consistent catching from Silverbacks in this game, but they just haven't been able to string their hits and catches together in order to get themselves on the board, really.
It seems Silverbacks struggle with closing out these sets. They go up ahead. They're unable to punish them on the finish.
Yeah, Bees just so relaxed when they're down. Just come up together and make those multi-ball hits. And there is a back line called out. Silverbacks do take the 1-player advantage halfway through this set. And a very early free throw. Bees just slowing things right down here. They've got nothing to prove in this set.
Take this game really slow at this point. Great shot there onto Adam Badley.
Newton there, throwing early, looking for the catch. And Silverbacks put that ball high.
There'll be about 50 seconds left in this game.
Silverbacks just starting to get frustrated here.
Yeah, Dan Newton's having a bit of fun with this one.
Yeah, happy to run the clock down here. He's happy to take the loss in this set. Coventry just unable to make this final hit here. As I say that, they make the final hit. Commentators curse and all that.
He's did really well there to slow that game down. We don't want this scoreline to go any further.
But Silverbacks managed to double their points there in that set, which is...
Timeout goal.
Yeah, Bees just looking to take a chill.
These are looking very relaxed this game. They have every right to be. They're so far up, they can just chill out for the last couple of sets. But it is a league. At the end of the day, points do matter. Especially Men's Super League, not much is separating the teams at the moment.
Yeah, I think points difference, I've been saying it all day, but points difference is meaning a lot in the league this year, I think. I mean, coming into today, we had 3 teams tied at the top. Meteors top by point difference. And I believe Meteors and Spartans still joint on points after today.
Yeah, it should be around about that.
And that's going to go down to set difference.
Who scored highest in their game? We didn't help us Phantoms in that game. We lost both games by 6 points, so both are still on the same after our game. So it all depends what the other 2 games are for both teams. And then you've got a tussle in the middle of Super League. All 4 middle teams are on the same points as well, being into today.
I think we saw a clash between the bottom 2 teams today, which ended in a draw.
Yeah.
I think London Storm 2 against Wessex.
Wessex, yeah.
I believe it was a draw. I might be wrong. Apologies if I'm wrong.
If it's wrong, find out later on British Dodgeball or comment in the comment section. We may see it.
So we've got just under 3 minutes left now. And some very athletic dodging from Matt Wheel on the left wing there.
Yeah. Sorry, Matt Wheel, you don't need to look to the commentary box. We saw it, it looked good. 2 blocks there.
Lots of pre-throws going out from Bees there, but...
Oh, a wonderful shot there. Right on his heel.
Yeah, lovely hit. There's no way he could get out of the way of that. His foot was planted, he went down. Silverbacks just aren't really able to connect these singles at this point in the game.
It seemed like a bit of miscommunication there. 4 balls, they only released 1. They all then looked to each other like, was I meant to do that?
Now just slowing things back down again. They're going to make the hit. Through the ball to the winger.
Take out Dan Newton. And take out Matt Wheel.
Trying to put a show on that left wing.
Working. I am impressed. Going to bed, blocking that ball. Only halfway in the set, and knocking the ball straight out of Adam Badley's hand. He does have quite small hands, so it's hard to grip that ball. Silverbacks find themselves up in this game now.
Let's see if they can close this one out. Get themselves some more points on the board.
And a wonderful shot there, taking out Edinburgh. And trading, and Coventry is still 2 players up.
Yeah, some lovely exchanges there from Bees. Still down on players, but managing to make those hits and make it as close as they can.
Only 45 seconds. Coventry could be looking at burning up the time here. All sets matter here.
Oh, and unfortunately, holding on to 2 balls, one of those just gets dislodged with the hit. And Coventry do get some more points on the board.
Looks to be the final minute step right now. Just ignore what Maddie's put on screen. We'll change it for you now. We'll change it for you. Got the camera here. I will explain what is going on in all this excitement here. Oh, we're back. We're good. As you can see, nothing happened. Score is 22-6. A great shot there. Scraping out John T. Apologies that we haven't set the timer for the minute sets. And all even in this set. 5 Silverbacks against 5 Bs, and that all changes.
And it's just 4 Silverbacks against 4 Bs.
Yes, it does.
And that final set's going to go as a draw.
Final score 23-5.
7. Silverbacks managing to get some sets on the board in the end there.
To say that first half was so tough, Silverbacks did well to hold on and get some points in. I'm off to go support my twos players. You'll catch me later on in the game.
Yeah.
Refresh the stream.
Yeah, so that's all for this stream. We're going to be back, well, momentarily. That's the end of Men's Super League, but Men's League 1 is going to be coming up in around 5 minutes' time, so tune back in and we'll see you in a minute. Goodbye.